Good morning and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM and Hits 103.9 FM in Accra. In Kumasi, we're on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Kekeli and Volta Premier Ho, and Menuveva Aplao and Lolonyo FM Hohoi. Get radio, TV, and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Now, coming up, expect power outages during peak hours. That's from the Electricity Company of Ghana, citing increased demand on its transformers, causing blown fuses and broken conductors.
I keep saying there is no doom so, but everybody wants to stay with the fact that there's doom so. If there's doom so, that means there's a generational gap.
Meanwhile, MD Dubik Mahama attributes a $33 million shortfall in payments to power producers to fuel purchases and fluctuations in exchange rates. Also, Ashanti Regional Minister condemns strike threat by Konfanoche Teaching Hospital workers, insisting they should move out of their dilapidated accommodations for better ones.
So when can they expect that this will be resolved so they can have a place?
What resolved? They want to rent a place for them. They should move.
In business,
National Communications Authority in talks with the Gambia and Benin to roll out free roaming services. We've got details on the Joy Business Report.
And later, Ghana's organization of the Africa Games marred by several challenges, including best bicycle tubes, inadequate apparel for some athletes, power, etc.
I used to play a tournament. I got to just 30. I was at 47. They gave me 36. 8 players were in the bucket. We didn't get any transport. We host nation, Ghana.
For the past 15-20 minutes, there is no ambulance to begin the race.
The bike in FLE me tube a blast here.
These are more coming up with me, Mami Sinyamiche Thompson. Please stay. In our first story, the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, says there may be power outages in some parts of the country, especially during the peak load period between 7 and 11 p.m. As it says, increased demand has resulted in blown fuses and broken conductors of its transformers. Maxwell Akmakwa joins me in studio with details of a statement. Maxwell, give us details.
Well, it says the Electricity Company of Ghana Limited wishes to inform our cherished customers and the general public that so far 630 distribution transformers within communities across our operational areas have been identified to be full to capacity due to increased demand. This situation may result in blown fuses and broken conductors, causing outages, especially during the peak load period 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the affected areas. However, we wish to assure our customers that transformer upgrading and new projects are ongoing to relieve these transformers to ensure a more reliable power supply.
Thank you, Maxwell Akmakwa. We can now listen to Managing Director Dubik Mahama explain more in this interview on Newsnight.
I know the engineering team puts out these notices. If my customers are saying they didn't get them, then I'm sorry. But all maintenance schedules are put out there. I keep saying there is no doom so, but everybody wants to stay with the fact that there's doom so. If there's doom so, that means there's a generational gap or there's a generational problem.
Meanwhile, Mr. Dubik Mahama is attributing a $33 million shortfall in payments to power producers to fuel purchases and fluctuations in exchange rates. This issue arose following allegations from the PURC that ECG disregarded a presidential directive mandating it to pay $43 million to power producers monthly to prevent debt accumulation and plant shutdowns.
If they say we haven't complied, then I'm going to assume that because certain amounts of monies were used to buy fuel, that means they didn't receive exactly the amounts of monies that they were expecting. Not so.
And who was supposed to make up for that shortfall?
The Ministry of Finance is supposed to pay back that money to ECG, and then ECG then what? Distributes it to who? All the interested parties.
So you say this is not your fault? Yes. You say yes, there has been a shortfall, but it's not your fault. That's that what you're saying?
Exactly.
Well, CEO of the Independent Power Producers, Alec Blim Akpatobo, confirmed that ECG is yet to pay them for the month of January.
The default in January, actually, when we're expecting their assurance, the promised payment, we did not receive what they promised to us in January. But the rest of the month, they have honored those obligations.
Away from that, Ashanti Regional Minister Simon Osei-Mensah is unhappy health workers at the Komfo-Anokye Teaching Hospital are considering a strike action due to accommodation challenges and poor working conditions. According to him, the only way to get those better ones is for them to vacate their current bungalows. His comments come ahead of a scheduled meeting among doctors and nurses at CATH to firm up discussions on the industrial action. He spoke in an interview with Evans Mensah on Newsnight.
Because we know it will take time for us to complete all the new ones, we agreed with the contractors to rent new accommodation for 2 years for them, so that upon completion of the new ones, we will be allocating these ones to them.
Okay, so when can they expect that this will be resolved so they can have a place?
Well, resolved. They want to rent a place for them. They should move because these structures, some of them are on 1 acre plot. Some of them are about 3/4 of an acre. And we put more structures on these plots so that it can accommodate everybody.
Meanwhile, President of the Komfo-Anokye Health Workers Association, Dr. Pakwesi Baidu, says their deplorable working condition is why they will strike on Wednesday.
Compare the Greater Accra Regional Hospital to Komfo-Anokye, and you will notice that some of the wards may not even be paid for your pet to live in. But this is where we find health workers, doctors, nurses, pharmacists, waiting and working in such filthy environment. In fact, the Komfo-Anokye Doctors Association will be meeting at 9, and the association, from more indications, will stop working from 6 a.m. on Wednesday.
Dr. Pakwesi Baidu is president of the Komfo-Anokye Health Workers Association. Now, the Electoral Commission says it is prepared to begin processes for a by-election in their Jeso constituency following the death of Deputy Finance Minister Dr. John Kuma. Dr. Kuma passed away last week after a brief illness. Director of Electoral Services at the Electoral Commission, Dr. Strebo Kweku, indicated their readiness to proceed with the elections upon official notification.
If we look at Article 112 as amended, when a vacancy occurs less than 3 months, we will not do by-election. But if it's more than 3 months, the Commission is enjoined to organize by-election. So once the Commission is officially informed, we'll start the process to have the by-election. We have no choice. That is what the Constitution demands of us.
Away to the Northeast region, pupils at Do Basic School in the West Mamprose district are enduring harsh learning conditions due to the lack of furniture, forcing them to sit and work on the floor. Despite some support from concerned alumni with 20 desks, the situation remains dire for over 8,000 students. The head teacher expresses concern about the adverse impact on learners.
In the school, among the problems was the furniture issue, of which most of the old students based in Accra were able to support her with 20 dual decks, which is still not sufficient for not even the only junior high school, but lower primary, upper and KG all need the furniture, which I think is still inadequate to complement or to augment the total number of the students in the school.
Now, burst bicycle tubes, lack of apparel for some athletes, power outages during football matches, and a shortage of fuel for ambulances. These are some of the challenges that have significantly impacted Ghana's organization of the African Games. Despite substantial financial investment in millions of dollars, the country has secured only 4 medals. Michael Ashale has more in the following report.
It's been days into the 2023 African Games, and host nation Ghana has already faced significant hurdles, both on and off the field. The Black Star Nation has struggled to shine. Ghana's sports minister proudly announced a whopping $195 million investment in infrastructure development.
Total amount of $47,712,853 United States dollars is estimated to cover the operational cost of the LOC. So this operational cost is not just for this year, it's for the entire period.
Notably, not a single mention of a dedicated budget for the development of athletes for the competition. After 4 days of fierce competition, Ghana found itself without a single medal. The challenges appeared large. On Friday, 36 minutes into a football match between the Black Princesses and Ethiopia, a blackout hit Cape Coast Stadium. Sunday brought another blow. National cycling champion Michael Naba faced a race-ending malfunction as the tube connected to his bike exploded. With no spare bicycle available, Naba was forced to discontinue the competition.
The bike FLE me tube.
The sports minister earlier said there was adequate provision for transport to get athletes to the venues on time.
It's our responsibility to transport, and for the information, we are renting and we are using our Lolo and also other private buses for the period.
Despite a fleet of branded vehicles, transportation glitches persist.
And that was Michael Ashali's report, bringing us to the end of the bulletin. In our top story, expect power outages during peak hours. That's from the Electricity Company of Ghana, citing increased demand on its transformers causing blown fuses and broken conductors. I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Business is next on the Super Morning Show.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Chale, we be Ghana. That be why DSTV, they give you more for less. From the 1st to the 31st of March, grab a DSTV decoder plus a dish and 1 month compact subscription at a cool 299 Ghana cedis. Watch Kudus and all our Ghana stars for Europe's top leagues. Plus movies for Kwaba Magic and the kids channels. Rush now for your DSTV full kit with 1 month compact subscription at any sales point for 299 Ghana cedis this March. DSTV, it's your moment.
Ago, mi here nyawawa tu, kemba Ghana nyon ye joy. Akwabo.
Miawezo.
Mama wana akwabo.
Barka da zuwan watan kasan Ghana a nan gidan Radio Joy.
Obenim busumi eye Ghana busumi.
Miawezo over Ghana month jila Joy 99.7 FM.
Akwaba eba Ghana month on Joy.
Mimabe akwaba wo Ghana siani lile yazo wo Joy. We invite all of you to join us this March as we celebrate Ghana here on Joy 99.7 FM.
During this Ghana month, you will be treated to our history, tourism, arts and culture,
our music, our food, language, beliefs, and all that makes us unique as a people.
Right here on Joy 99.7 FM.
You'll also get to tell us stories about your region, town, or village and why we should make it a destination.
Celebrating our uniqueness as a people.
Ghana Month on Joy FM.
Ghana Month on Joy.
Ghana Month on Joy.
Ghana Month on Joy.
Ghana Month on Joy. Joyously Ghanaian.
Ghana, we now have freedom.
Millennium Insurance has enhanced its motor insurance policy cover to make life more comfortable for you, our valued clients, and in the event of vehicle breakdown whilst on the road. To ensure your safety and that of your vehicle, Millennium Insurance will ensure that your broken down vehicle is towed to a safe place within 1 hour of call and 30 kilometers radius from the place of breakdown. This service is absolutely free. Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner, is on standby to be of service to you. Contact us now on 0501 394 997 or 0501 285 821, 0501 394 997 or 0501 285 821.
Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that. Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman Omani. Chairman. Hey, Chairman! Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Hello
Hello, Auntie Araba. Hey, Bugger, how are you doing today? I want to buy Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, but I don't have enough money. So what are you going to do? Can you give me the big size? You know, as for me, I'll pay the balance later.
Today, no credit. I haven't sold much this morning. If you don't have enough money for the big size, why don't you try the 120-gram pack?
There's a 120-gram pack? Introducing the new Pepsodent Cavity Fighter in 120-gram pack size. More affordable and convenient. Get yours today from any supermarket near you. Every smile matters. This advert is FDA approved.
No matter your water needs, Syntex has it all. Syntex tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Syntex tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana, and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Syntex tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project, or demand, choose Syntex tank. Syntex tank, stress-free. Syntex tank, reliable. Syntex tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244 335 168, Kumasi 0505 555 666, or visit syntexgh.com. Syntex tank, a strong, a tough.
Bafus Lango.
Hey, morning.
How are you? Been a while,
good. Yeah.
So ECG is under fire. Listen to their MD, Samuel Dubik Mahama.
I know the engineering team puts out these these notices. If my customers are saying they didn't get them, then I'm sorry. But all maintenance schedules are put out there. I keep saying there is no doom so, but everybody wants to stay with the fact that there's doom so. If there's doom so, that means there's a generational gap or there's a generational problem. But we keep repeating that there's no generational issue. There's no generational issue. There's enough fuel.
There is no doom so. There's no generational issue.
I think at some point in our history, doomsaw became a matter of semantics. It became a grammar, a subject for grammar, rather than a statement of reality.
What does doomsaw mean?
It means unreliable power supply.
Yeah.
That is Ghana's term for when your lights keep going off.
Yeah.
We have decided, at some level, some of our leaders have decided that the definition has more to do with why you have unreliable power supply, not the simple fact that you have unreliable power supply.
If it's unreliable, it's unreliable.
Yes, but no, they say if it's from the generation side, then it's doomsaw. If it's any other side, if it's any other reason, it's not doomsaw. Even though your lights are off.
Beats me.
Yeah. Anyway, the important thing is the solution, right? The way forward. And how you and I can plan. Because that's the thing that upsets me. When I don't know that my lights are going to go off. And so I end up losing whatever it is I'm going to lose because I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
And if what they are telling us is true, then there is really no excuse for us not knowing. There's
When
no
the lights are
excuse.
going off.
Yeah. So today we'll try and get to the bottom of it. Try and figure out the definition of doomsaw.
Maybe call it something else. I don't know.
Why? What's wrong with the wonderfully descriptive doom?
Well, based on the situation, if it's generational, it's doomsaw.
No, but why are we buying into that definition? Who said that rule? Who made that rule, and why are we all following it? If my lights keep going off, I'm experiencing doomsaw.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about where who is causing my lights to go off. That's not how the thing is defined. That's just politicians' way of avoiding blame.
Exactly.
And we know that Mr. Dubek Mahama is not a politician. He's a technocrat. So I want him to deal with us on the level of facts. This is what's happening. Your lights are going off. This is what we're doing to fix it. Don't get bogged down in the politics of it and, trying to define it in a way that suits some groups over others. I mean, we don't care about that. We want our lights on. We paid for the lights. We want them on.
Yeah.
All right. 6 a.m. news was brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. You know what that means. Time for the Joy Business Report, brought to you by Omni Basic Bank. At your service.
Hello, thanks for joining us. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, National Communications Authority in talks with the Gambia and Benin to roll out free roaming services. We have details coming up. Also, Ghana cedi regains some stability against the US dollar, preserving its year-to-date loss to about 6.35%. Also, an international court to give ruling on the almost $400 million tax charge against Talo by Ghana Revenue Authority by middle of this year. Details coming up. My name is Darryl Kwal. Thanks for joining us. Hello to our friends listening from Koforidua on KTU Radio. The government, through the National Communications Authority, is in talks with the Gambia and Benin to roll out free roaming services for citizens of all the nations. Now, this will mean that Ghanaian businessmen, tourists, and traders traveling to these countries won't be required to pay additional services for data or any other mobile services. Speaking at a Platinum Night event to welcome telecommunication service provider Telecel onto the domestic market, Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia said this move will enhance businesses in these countries when it becomes successful.
Ghana has also signed an agreement with Togo to begin free roaming services between the two countries this year. The National Communications Authority is also engaging Benin and the Gambia to establish similar free roaming bilateral agreements. In the ever-evolving landscape of technology innovation being key to staying ahead, your customers require accessible, safe, affordable, and reliable network only. I'm happy about Telecel's commitment to expanding their network and bringing more innovation into this space.
Chief Executive of Telecel Ghana, Patricia Obonai, told Joy Business the takeover of Vodafone has been strategic to ensure a competitive market for the Ghanaian consumer.
Well, Telecel has been very clear that they are here to drive disruption. So they're bringing a lot of innovative solutions. In the end, it's about the network and giving customers a great experience on the network. So they are committed to investing in that network. And I think the second thing is about how we deliver customer experience. It's one thing that everybody complains about. And they've been very clear on how they believe will make a difference in Ghana, especially to our fixed broadband customers. You know how it feels like. And I think the third is in financial inclusion, but doing it digitally.
Chief Executive of Telecel Ghana, Patricia Obonai there. Now, the Ghana cedi regained some stability against the US dollar last week, preserving its year-to-date loss to about 6.35%, following the approval of the $300 million facility from the World Bank by Parliament last Friday. Market watchers and analysts are projecting stability for the local unit in the near term. Here's more in this report.
After a difficult period in the past 2 weeks, the cedi regained its footing as it firmed against the major trading currencies. Although corporate demand exerted some pressure on the local currency, the Bank of Ghana's marginal $17 million market intervention helped hold the cedi steady. As a result, it advanced by 0.93% and 1.43% week on week versus the pound and the euro, but remained unchanged against the dollar at a mid-rate of 13 cedis to $1 on the retail market. Looking ahead, analysts perceive some stability for the local unit in the short term. This is because of the $300 million World Bank facility, which is intended to facilitate the restoration of fiscal stability, promote financial sector stability, stimulate private sector development, among others. Its imminent disbursement is expected to improve liquidity and strengthen the intervention capacity of the central bank.
Quick currency market update. The dollar going for 13 cedis 1 peso. That's on the retail market. The pound going for 16 cedis 28 pesos, and the euro going for 14 cedis 3 pesos. Now, the Minister of Food and Agriculture, Brian Achampong, is appealing to all financial institutions to get on board the new credit system under the second phase of the Planting for Food and Jobs program. The new phase will provide some credit for farmers and input materials. As registration for the module begins today across the country, the Great Minister wants banks to join hands with the government in making this a success.
We are able to recover the inputs, and if the farmer has taken a loan, we are able to now pay the bank at source. It gives the farmer credibility. His Excellency the President met with all banks in this country at Kempinski about 3 months ago and encouraged them to lend to farmers. But if you listen to the farmers, they were not too sure about how to recover deposited funds that they have unlended to farmers. Now, this closes the loop that farmers will now be able to access credit because they are part of a more credible, structured program. So all banks are invited now to support farmers because we have been able to close the loop of risk for them.
Minister of Food and Agriculture Brian Champong. Now, equal salaries should be encouraged at the workplace to empower women across all fields. That's a call from Country Director of Enablers Ghana, Shika Akolache. As March is set aside to celebrate women, Akolache appealed to organizations to have fair remuneration structures. She spoke on the Made in Canada-Ghana Chamber of Commerce Joy Business Dialogue themed Creating an Enabling Environment for Women in Organizations and Institutions to Inspire Growth.
Certain policies like equal pay for the same job for both men and women should be encouraged. There are quite a number of organizations that pay men more than women for the same job done. Right. I think it's about time we look at these policies and address these issues. And in doing policies that are intentionally designed to support women, I think the committee that would write these policies should include a woman or women.
Country Director of Enablers Ghana, Shika Akolache. Well, mentoring provides meaningful connections that impact the people involved and influence their lives at home, at work, and in their communities. According to Deputy Chief Executive of the National Petroleum Authority, Linda Asante, women should prioritize mentorship to accelerate their personal growth and development in their professions. She spoke to Joy Business on the sidelines of the Petrosol Women in Leadership Conference in Accra.
I'm only urging our ladies and the girls out there should reach out to people that they think have made it to the glass ceiling, people who have impacted their community and their workplace, who are leading. Reach out to them and find out how they made it. It's all about researching and knowing who to contact and what network you should join. I mean, there are a lot of peer reviews that you can join. So I just want to urge our young ladies upcoming and even the grown-ups who don't know how to network to start doing that because it's very important. I'm here because of the network that I built when I was in the university.
Linda Asante is Deputy Chief Executive of the National Petroleum Authority. Next to a big story we are following for you, an international court hearing the almost $400 million tax charge against Tullow Oil by the Ghana Revenue Authority should give a ruling by the middle of this year. That's according to Tullow Oil, which took the case to court in London. Here's George Affe with details.
The court in London is looking at coming out with its judgment on this case. After hearing all the parties involved, Tullow Oil took this action to the International Court after raising some concerns about the almost $400 million tax charge by the Ghana Revenue Authority. The authority claims it took this action after reviewing Tullow's operations since 2021 and realized that this amount of money is due to be paid to the state. The Ghana Revenue Authority insists it stands by this assessment and that Tullow Oil should be paying this amount of money to the government of Ghana in the form of taxes. But Tullow Oil, on the other hand, is contesting this assessment. It will be interesting how the outcome of this case could impact on the operations of Tullow Oil going forward. It has already posted a loss of more than $100 million in its operations for last year due to some accounting treatment of its dealings in the Chineboa and Nyarantome 10 oil area here in Ghana, and how that affected its business for 2023. Tullow Oil is not the only company, as the Ghana Revenue Authority is going after other multinationals in the oil space here in Ghana for some taxes that they failed to pay to the state over the years, covering their operations in the country.
You're listening to the Joy Business Report. The Dutch ambassador to Ghana, Sharon Verheul, has charged the government to put measures in place to help entrepreneurs transition their businesses into larger corporations. According to him, small businesses encounter many challenges in the quest to formalize their businesses due to the tedious processes they go through to register or acquire licenses. He spoke to Joy Business at an engagement to graduate entrepreneurs who have received some capacity building from the embassy.
Yeah, one of the most difficult things for companies is to move from the informal stage to the formal stage. And once you cross that line from informal to formal, it becomes quite difficult because you have to contact all the authorities, you have to get all your licenses, you have to get your board in order, you have to get your structure in order. So there are a lot of things that you need to do when you are a formal company. But you can only develop an economy when the companies are formalized. So we must encourage those companies to become formal. And the government has a role to make it easier for companies to become formal. I think also the government needs to be flexible and have fewer rules for smaller companies.
Jerome Vale is the Dutch ambassador to Ghana. Now, on today's edition of Investor Eye, you have the right to demand for proof that an investment company is licensed by the Bank of Ghana or the Securities and Exchange Commission. Let's listen to Zakaria Haruna Baba, who is Senior Manager in charge of Risk Management Department at the Securities and Exchange Commission.
So, as an investor or prospective investor, the one thing you should look out for is that whether the entity is registered with any financial regulator. We have the SEC, we have the Bank of Ghana. So you should look out for that element, that the certificate of authorization to operate as an investment firm or investment listing. So you have to first of all look out for that thing.
All right, and that's it for the Joy Business Report. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Thanks for listening, everyone. The Super Morning Show continues with Kojo Yankson and the team. We didn't see you yesterday.
I know.
Yeah,
yes.
we missed you.
Yeah.
In fact, Kwame from Laboni sent this. Bro, I wish you had an ear in my car this morning. All the kids shouted yay when they heard Kojo Yankton's voice right after Kenata's intro song, because they didn't hear your voice yesterday and they were all ears to hear you. So they are Kayla, Caitlin, and Crystal Asase of Lutheran School.
And good morning to the lovely Asases and their father, Kwame, right?
Kwame
from
Laboni.
We love you guys so much, and it's great to be back. Yeah,
it's great to be back.
Had to step away a little bit yesterday for to deal with something, but it's great to be back.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got lots of business to get through today. Yes, we need to get to the bottom of this doomso business, right? We need to understand
and
what's
how
going
to define it.
Yes, but also I'm very excited because we've got some Ghana month stuff to do.
Oh yeah, you're featuring
the Ga-Dangmes, yes. And they've got a fantastic story. They've come from, the belief is that they originate from Ile-Ife,
Nigeria.
way up in Nigeria. But
that explains.
Yes, but they took a journey here, made some stops on the way.
Wow.
And all of that has informed who they are today. We're also very interested in the role that the Ga-Dangmes are playing in today's Ghana. Very important settlement right here at the center, including the capital.
Yeah.
And, they are certainly a very important part of who we are as Ghanaians and where we're going.
Ready for my history lesson today?
Yes, stay tuned for that and more. I've got a great song for you, Diana Hamilton.
All right.
Yeah, she has a praise medley that I think you'll be interested in. Yeah? You ready?
Let's go.
Let's do it. There's Youngson then.
That's actually your name.
That's your name.
There are
That's your identity.
Listen, there are about 11 men and 3 women whose father named them Youngson, and one of them gave birth to me. My name is Kojo Youngson.
Okay. Hello, my brother Jehoshaphat, aka Barracuda.
Okay. I realize that nothing will work this morning. Well, it's good to see you. It's good to see you all, actually. And lots and lots to do this morning. Got a busy day. Shall we get started?
Yes, let's get into the Drive Safe campaign, brought to us by Joy News and the Multimedia Group and supported by Toyota Superior Quality and Imperial General Assurance Solid Protection. Our tip for today says, let speeders pass. An effective part of being a defensive driver is to avoid conflict in the first place. Defensive drivers know to let speeders or someone who's driving over the speed limit pass them. Don't feed into another driver's road rage by increasing your pace to interact with someone who's clearly in more of a hurry than you are. Prioritize your safety, the safety of your passengers, and the safety of others on the road at all times above winning an arbitrary speed battle on the road.
It's important advice. Don't drive with your emotions, right? All right.
Shall we learn how to say it right now? It's brought to us by Kingdom Books, and you know at Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks. Also, Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
Something must be done. You say either, I say either.
ECG has been under fire from Ghanaians for the continued power outages we've been experiencing recently. I wonder whether you've been having power cuts where you live. I know I have. Now that reminds me of today's topic for Say It Right. Now you noticed I said where you live. But is it correct to say where you stay? Well, the answer is that stay is only used to describe temporary residence over a short period. I enjoyed my 2-week stay in New York. I booked an Airbnb for a short stay in Johannesburg. But when you're describing your permanent residence, you use live. We live in Adjringano. I have always wanted to live in Scotland. So there you go. And please remember, it's live, not leave. That's how you say it right.
All right, so, that's how you do it. And listen, before we get into the news review brought to us by Syntex Tanker, you're stronger, you're tough, and Enterprise Insurance at 100, Yafini promotion, celebrating our legacy, securing your future. Listen, today is also about ECG and, you know, the explanation we are being given for the continued power outages. All right, let's hear a little bit of what Samuel Dubik Mahama, MD of ECG, had to say on this just yesterday.
The teams are putting together the transformers for the injections in the areas that are overloaded. When they are done and we are ready to go into a certain area, we publish it on our website, we publish it on our social media handles. We try to make it circulate on all platforms. So we do our best to make sure that at when we are putting those schedules out, we circulate it on social media so that everybody is comfortable enough to know we were putting ourselves together to fix this problem. We have the requisite materials, we have the requisite tools to do the injections as quickly as possible. I know the engineering team puts out these, these notices. If my customers are saying they didn't get them, then I'm sorry. But all maintenance schedules are put out there. I keep saying there is no do so, but everybody wants to stay with the fact that there's do so. If there's do so, that means there's a generational gap or there's a generational problem. But we keep repeating that there's no generational issue. There's no generational issue. There's enough fuel. We are generating to the best of our ability. Now, with these localized issues, we've realized how rampant they've become. You have a transformer sitting there, in your mind, it has 75% capacity. You go for routine servicing, you realize that it's now at about 95, 97 immediately. So now what we've done is to actually find the pockets of areas that need immediate injection so that we can ease this burden on these areas as quickly as possible.
All right, so That's Samodubik Mahama, MD of ECG, explaining that, well, it's not a generational issue, and so it's not Dumso. I mean, it takes me back, right? Because this is not the first time we've heard this sort of definition of Dumso based on what is causing the lights to go off. So if it is caused by generation, then it's Dumso. If it's caused by anything else, it's not Dumso. But for you, the customer, who are paid for power and are not getting it, does it make a difference?
And I have to say, for somebody who slept in total darkness last night,
it's that's my story too.
Yes. These excuses don't make any sense to me. I don't even care about them.
You slept in darkness?
Yes, I paid for power. The only expectation I have is that I have power. At least it's only decent that if there are major problems, you share them with us. Then as right-thinking people, we may agree that, oh, well, we are all building a nation, so there might be difficulties here and there. Again, these problems did not start today. It is because of politics that Dubik and Co. cannot admit that there is a generational problem at play here. If you speak to many people, even within ECG, they will tell you that this generational problem is real. And that is why they had refused some time ago to speak to it, because they believe that the people doing the generation should be the ones speaking to these matters. So when you are out there, for some reason, creating the impression that, oh, well, everything is okay, except for a few things wrong. Yes, there are 32,000, generators, how they call it, distribution generators across the ECG's, operational areas. 630 might not be the biggest problem in the country. But we all know, before this, your so-called claims about fixing blown fuses and all of those things, the problem was still there. You were rotating. Today, and let me give you an example. Today, it is the main pillar 2 area. Tomorrow is the other section. We see it. You look across, you see that the people don't have power. You know that tomorrow you should expect that there will not be any power. So, I mean, we can pretend, and that is poor governance. This pretends that nothing is happening when people are suffering and they are paid for the service. He will not accept it if a hotel was doing that to him. He will not accept it if any other service provider was doing that to him. So why do they think that it should be acceptable to us? And even so, be lying on top of it. And that's just what they are doing.
Do you get the feeling that...
And the people who are... And I'm expecting... And you see, the reason why you have not heard any energy minister come to say that, hey, ECG, what you're saying is wrong. There was a minister who told us that 2 weeks was the time we're going to fix these problems. Just before the 2 weeks ended, ECG introduced a new dynamic into you should be expecting peak time because of what we are doing. Up until this time, have you heard any peak time? Go to the ECG pages on social media and show me how many times they had indicated that these transformer issues were being fixed. So, I mean, at some point, it is only in a country where people don't respect the people they provide the service to that these things happen.
Do you get the feeling?
Dumso anyway?
I mean, I don't care. We can go back and forth. Just provide the power and stop this useless talk.
Dumso is when I don't have electricity, and that's exactly what we're experiencing.
Do you get the feeling that perhaps Samodubik Mahama is falling on his sword to protect others? Do you get the feeling that those who are really at fault here are being shielded? And the MD of ECG, because he's the customer-facing one. He's the one we pay our money to because we want power, right? So he's being made to take responsibility, create reasons for power cuts that are actually being caused by other people's failures.
I don't care.
Wouldn't that be
see
dishonest?
It would be. Yes. But do you get the feeling that that's what's happening?
Look, the most important thing today is that when I go home, I have power. Somewhere last week, my lights went off. So I was at work when I got a call that, the lights are off. So I called a friend at the electricity company of Ghana. And I said, boss, I beg, is it my turn now? And then he started laughing. I said, Mr. Amwa, But that's just because speak to anybody within ECG and they will tell you there's a problem.
Absolutely.
It is only the MD who will tell you, this is. Please. Last time you were here, you heard from, Benjamin Boachi. He told you the shortfall that we had, over 400 megawatts, 300 megawatts, that we even had to cut our exports just to make sure that we had power in this country. Even then, we had shortfalls totaling around 300 megawatts, 200 megawatts and thereabout. All the customer needs is electricity, power. This whole thing about, the transformers are overloaded. Excuse me, hold on a minute. Is ECG trying to tell us that they don't have any mechanisms to see when transformers are getting overloaded? That they wait and they get so overloaded and they come back and begin to explain problems to us. I thought leaders solved problems. And I thought all over when you are in a position, what you do is to be consistently monitoring to see whether or not you're doing the right things. How come today all ECG is doing is to be explaining the problem to us? And in some cases, they are not even telling us the truth.
You see, these are all reasons why I don't believe what we're being told. Okay, this is just one reason, okay, because you're right. Technically, how would they not know that transformers are being overloaded? And they would have to sit back for them to overload and go off before they then come and solve the problem. How would they not know? That's reason number one. Reason number two is that you're right. We all know people at ECG. We all know people. Look, when the lights go off where I live, I call someone that I know at ECG, an engineer, and he will tell me the truth. Oh, Gridco has taken it. Or he will tell me, there's a fault in your area, we are fixing it. He will tell me what it is. Not just in my area. If my madam's lights go off, she'll call me. Can you find out what's happening? I'll call the engineer in her area. He will tell me what's going on. Now, these two people are independent of each other. Why would they both lie to me? Why would they lie to me? So I know when it is Gridco. I know. So if I know it's Gridco and then the MD is telling us that it's transformers, I know it's not true and I feel sorry for him. I do, because something must be forcing him to tell us such indefensible lies.
You know what? Just finally on this, we've supported, and when I say we, Ghanaians have been very accommodative. We've supported this managing director, especially when he's on a drive to get his funds, to take money from people who have used electricity who are not paying. I think the least that we expect him to do for us is to be open and honest. The statement that was issued yesterday is in the entire country, so they don't know where they have specific issues that they can give us an alert and tell us that, where I live from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. I'll be going off. That's what we expect.
Anyway, shall we get into the newspapers?
Yes, Raymond.
Let me start with the Daily Graphic, and it's reporting this morning of Fanko in Sawam Road project. Mamavi.
Your driveway, your highway, your little...
I have bad news.
Uh-oh.
You do?
100 lawsuits impede works.
Oh, that's normal.
More than 100 lawsuits, ranging from human rights cases to ownership of portions of the road earmarked for the reconstruction of the 18.1 kilometer of Fanko Nsawam dual carriageway, are hindering the completion of the work on schedule.
Really?
Yes, please.
No. You expect such things. I don't expect that they would.
Let's wait for the details.
Yes, but this one that
I know you are concerned.
Yeah, but this one that you are almost attacking me.
Mama was Yem Konkwa.
Because for those of us who live on that stretch, 2020 before the elections, that's the deadline that we know.
Yes,
that road must be completed. So I beg, they must
say
deal
some
with
of
all
the cases date
all
back.
These cases we saw. The Pokwase one that was done. So please, they should take a cue and deal with all the side issues.
Okay,
no
now
excuses.
Can I?
Charlie, if you live there, you would feel my pain.
Raymond, give me
Esquire.
Yes, please. It appears that now I have to give the details. I'm apologizing ahead of time. Now, with some of the cases dating back to the 2022, now the resident engineer Kwabena Bimpon, his team would not be able to meet the government's August deadline. For the avoidance of doubt. Okay. These cases have dragged on for quite some time, and these are impeding the progress of the work because there are some areas where we have to relocate the utility lines like electricity, telephone, infrastructure, and water. Until they are moved, we are unable to complete the construction of our main roads and the service roads, he said. Direct quotes. Yes, please.
Let's move on to other stories.
Yes. Can I move on now, Marvin?
Have you been on that road?
No.
That's
not
so
in
my
doubt.
problem is why did they decide to do the entire stretch at the same time? Why didn't they do it in bits? So you can't stall that project, too. You cannot.
But it appears that
it
hoping
has been
against
stalled.
hope has
Raymond, let's continue.
and I feel for you. I am very
but has
sad.
the project stalled? It's continuing, right?
Yeah. They said they will not meet the August
Yes, they will
deadline.
not meet the deadline. They will not meet the
So
deadline.
what's the new deadline?
No, he didn't give a new
I
deadline.
know him. I'll call him.
Now, the Daily Graphic is reporting this morning also that Attorney General advocates renewable energy use in schools. This is a sensible proposal.
Yeah. I mean, he's an Adisco old student, so I think he's speaking from experience.
They have done it, right?
Yes.
They are doing it.
Yeah, that's right. They are doing it.
Our friends, Presec.
It is being done.
As for them, their science is all used in quizzes.
What?
They use their science for quizzes.
Anyway, the technology on renewable energy and solar is not to be
What are you doing?
redefined
7-Eleven God or
it is just 3 million that they are pumped into it anyway. The other one, implementation of Planting for Food and Jobs 2.0. Farmers registration begins today. So we have to now register the farmers. And Telecel is here. That's also on the front page.
All right, Daily Guide newspaper is speaking on something that happened in Parliament. Old in quote, Nana sparks outrage in Parliament. My husband died of terminal disease. That's John Comer's wife speaking yesterday, which was a bit surprising, especially because it's been, barely a week since her husband died. 200 stores razed down in fire. Also another story in the paper today.
The Finder this morning says registration of farmers begin on the Planting for Food and Jobs Phase 2. Minority opts for private members' bill to remove nuisance taxes. Really? An AU-sponsored 1 million Next Level initiative launched, and Africa Union Sports Council impressed with Ghana's facilities.
All right, real quick, the online review brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest, Goyle Good Energy, and G&J Technical Services, celebrating 30 years of providing backup power in Ghana.
Now, what do you do when you run out of fuel in your vehicle? Do you just top up anywhere? Don't do that. Let's introduce you to the Good Energy family and why you must be part of it. Go Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP are the very best quality fuels with high performance in town for your vehicle. Go Super XP Ron 95 is a high-grade fuel sold at the same price as normal fuel. Go Diesel XP is low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. With over 440 stations across the nation, join the family that rewards you with quality for an energized driving experience. Goal Good Energy. Goal.
I will reference only one story on myjoyonline.com today because of my blood pressure. African Games 2023. Everybody is applauding Ghana for organizing spectacular games. That's the sports minister.
Good job.
Yeah, we'll leave it there. Also on the African Games, free show for spectators except for VIPs from today. Dan Kwekuyebo is the one who is informing us of that. We have not defaulted in payments to IPPs. ECG MD clarifies. It's also on myjoyonline.com. Let's see what's on citynewsroom.com this morning. Maybe not. Okay, but you can go check it out as well as CNN. Right now, though, it's time for the BBC News, brought to you by Fidelity Bank, believe with us, and Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
In life, choice is good, but choice plus safety is way better. Your safety and comfort is paramount. Under the cylinder recirculation model, you can buy LPG in a safe environment. All cylinders are inspected and maintained to the best safety standards, so your safety is assured. Just take your empty cylinder to the nearest exchange point and swap it for a filled cylinder. Different cylinder sizes will be available to meet your pocket size. Imagine cooking in a smoke-free environment. This will improve the health and well-being of you and your family. Choose LPG in a safer model of distribution. Cylinder recirculation model. Securing your safety. Creating more jobs. A message from the National Petroleum Authority under the patronage of the Ministry of Energy.
What name brightens the streets, homes, and businesses of Ghana? What company has been providing world-class backup power to Ghanaians for 30 years?
G&J Technical Services.
Final answer?
Yes, G&J, final answer.
Correct.
G&J is celebrating 30 years of providing backup power in Ghana. As the largest supplier of world-class generators in the country, we have been the backbone of Ghana's alternative power industry by delivering the best sales, maintenance, and after-sales solutions the nation has ever seen. We've done it for 30 years, and we promise that the future will be even brighter. Reach us in Accra on 030-268-9178 or 9179 and 020-222-2204 all the way to 2220. And in Kumasi on 020-222-236 or 020-222-2220.
Good energy powers the things that people do to empower themselves. It fuels families, communities, businesses. Good energy fuels nations. It gets things going and keeps them moving. Good energy isn't just what we do, it's who we are. Goil, good energy.
And that's why I choose Goil. I'm a Zuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion, and a patriot.
I know it's not easy, and that is why I wanna tell you more about easy. You want to build your business, count on easy. You want to grow, we believe in you and your goals. If you need a helping hand, I know you want to progress. Financial provider, trust our process. And your parents random yanko. I show you the way, his way. Yanko. Push you by you his way. Yanko. Everybody. Yanko. Inspiring progress.
Get the help you need from Easeway today to build your business in progress. Call 0302-208-222 or text business to 4993 to get started.
Turning science fiction into reality.
That's really cool.
And to take you to the heart of stories you won't hear anywhere else. Keep up with all of it. Download the BBC World Service app. At 8:30 GMT, Business Daily.
Today, we're looking at how sugar gets from the farm to the factory, and then to our kitchen cupboards and candy stores. And we'll find out what's making American consumers pay around twice the world price for sugar.
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Hello, you're with Newsday on the BBC World Service with Catherine Burahanga and Rob Young.
The Prime Minister of Haiti, Ariel Henry, has said he will resign. This follows talks with regional leaders in Jamaica. We'll bring you reaction to this developing story.
Also ahead, a former Boeing employee turned whistleblower who voiced concerns over safety issues has been found dead in South Carolina.
As Muslims around the world welcome the holy month of Ramadan, we hear from residents in war-torn Gaza.
We'll also have all your sport and business headlines too. That's all coming up after a bulletin of the latest world news.
Hello, I'm David Harper with the BBC News. The Prime Minister of Haiti, Ariel Henry, has agreed to resign as his country wrestles with growing anarchy. He's been stuck in Puerto Rico, unable to return. Here's Will Grant.
The Biden administration had initially wanted to see Mr. Henry return to Haiti to resign. But the ferocity of the fighting in the country has changed minds in Washington in recent days. Without the support of either the US State Department or his neighbours, it was clear that Mr. Henry had no alternative but to stand down. His decision was confirmed by the president of Guyana, and he reportedly spoke by telephone with the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken too. Ariel Henry took power as a supposedly interim leader following the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in July 2021. But as elections were constantly postponed or cancelled, gangs opposed to his rule have lined up against him and made the most of his recent trip to Kenya to force him from power.
The BBC has seen evidence that doctors, nurses and other hospital staff were detained, beaten and prevented from carrying out vital medical duties when Israeli forces overran the Nasser hospital in Gaza. Wera Davis reports.
Last month, Israeli tanks and troops overran the Nasser hospital in Khan Yunis, during which the Israeli army said it found weapons belonging to Hamas and medication which supported accounts from Israeli hostages that they'd been held there. But images and footage obtained by the BBC also show hospital patients with their hands zip-tied, detained outside in their beds and wheelchairs. Israeli soldiers were also filmed standing over stripped and kneeling medical staff. Colleagues who witnessed what happened said the doctors and other medics were stripped and beaten, their hands tied behind them, and were left in the sun for hours. More than 50 medics were detained, and one of the few doctors who have since been released told the BBC his hand was broken in captivity and that he thought he'd be killed.
State media in Russia say the authorities have arrested a South Korean man on suspicion of espionage. The TASS news agency named him as Paek Won-sun. He's reportedly charged with passing state secrets to foreign intelligence agencies. Australia has released its first climate risk assessment detailing how rising temperatures could affect national security, the food supply and the financial sector. Phil Mercer reports.
Global warming will continue to change how Australians live and work. The country's first climate risk assessment predicts that Australia's military and emergency services will become increasingly stretched responding to bushfires and floods. It warns that the health service will be confronted by new communicable diseases. There'll also be pressure on the economy as well as agriculture, where more extreme conditions will threaten crops and disrupt supply chains.
World News from the BBC. Russian officials say Ukraine has carried out drone attacks on at least 2 fuel facilities deep inside Russian territory, causing fires at both locations. Photos on social media showed flames rising above what appeared to be an industrial facility in the Oryol region. There are no reports of casualties. A senior member of Venezuela's governing party, Diosdado Cabello, has said that President Nicolas Maduro has been selected to seek a third consecutive term in elections slated for July. Mr. Cabello posted on social media that members of the Socialist Party voted overwhelmingly in favour of Mr. Maduro. He has said he will wait until the party's conference on Friday to comment. The online home rental platform Airbnb says it is enhancing the privacy of its guests by banning the use of most cameras at its properties. It follows complaints that they have been found in areas where privacy would be expected. Stephanie Zachrison has more details.
The global rental site, which had more than 7 million listings at the end of last year, has always banned cameras and surveillance devices in rooms deemed private, such as bathrooms or bedrooms, and any that are hidden. But it's been allowed in common areas, hallways, lounges or kitchens, but only if the host has been upfront about the devices, listing them before the guests decide to choose the place for their stay. That is now changing in a major shake-up of the company's rules. From the end of April, any indoor cameras are banned, and Airbnb says that any violations will be investigated and hosts caught breaking the rules could be removed.
Experts say banana lovers are facing rising prices as global warming threatens the supply of one of the world's favourite fruits. A UN banana economist, Pascal Liu, told the BBC climate change was compounding the impacts of fast-spreading diseases that are destroying crops. Increasingly expensive energy, fertiliser and labour inputs are also problematic. BBC News.
Great news is here. Batmat is here again. XXL clearance sale. Guaranteed savings. From now till the end of April, the big sale continues. Get discounts of up to 70% off sanitary wares, light tiles, waterproofing, and all other product families. It's the year to get things done. Visit our showroom at the North Industrial Area next to the Winners Chapel, Ghana. Don't miss out. Batmat, welcome home.
Imagine this. Your employees spend 1/3 of their lives at work. That's 13,000 days or 110,000 hours dedicated to their jobs. At Old Mutual, we don't just see the numbers, we see the faces and the dreams behind them. With our tailored group life insurance and pension plans, you can provide your employees with employee benefit schemes that gives them peace of mind for their futures and for their families. Make the choice that shows your commitment to your employees today. Call 0509 551 609 or email corporateservices@oldmutual.com.gh. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
City Boys.
I know City Boys.
Yes.
I'm surprised Wubeti knows City Boys.
Yes. Wubeti told me he has been doing a lot of research for Ghana Month, and that
He has.
the research really has yielded a lot of results. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's learned a lot about, Ghanaian music. Yes. This particular one. You see, somebody's royal can be somebody's slave. So it says the tributary, a stream can be part of a bigger water body. But if you chance upon the stream somewhere, you may think it's some useless water body. It might be part of a bigger one. The tributary to it might even show that this is the connection. Yeah. So you should not treat anybody anyhow merely because you found them somewhere. They may be royals. They may be people's privileged and respected or dear ones. You get what I'm trying to say? Yeah? Hey, I've explained to you the entire song. This extraordinary explanation you should accept.
Extraordinary, spectacular.
Yes,
spectacular explanation.
I'm just like the sports ministry.
Now,
we have done extraordinary work.
Today on the Super Morning Show, we have a lot to do. We're very excited. Ghana Month continues, and we are very keen to learn a bit more about the journey. The migration of the Ga-Dangmes from their origins in Nigeria and the journey they took to arrive here at the center of our coast, where they now dominate in the space where our capital and surrounding cities are.
And of course, more than just that, what's been the state of mostly, cities that host what they call the capital cities ends up either being very cosmopolitan. It ends up losing part of its culture or being influenced by other cultures in ways that sometimes can affect the originality and the indigenous nature of the grouping. It will be interesting to get to know what has happened to Ga generally. There was some time ago that they had to forcibly recruit teachers, send them for training to be able to teach Ga in our schools in this city.
Imagine.
And it was a bit problematic for some. I don't know if that problem has been fixed 100%. And the impact of other groupings on the traditional Ga societies and all of that.
There's been some dilution. I think you're right about that. We see debates now about the origins of certain national heroes. Tatakwashi suddenly,
for example,
was made a Mampong, Mampong citizen.
Admittedly, an error that.
Yes. And that's not the only example of times when things are claimed to be originally Ga, but somehow other cultures take ownership of it, and the Gans have to wrestle it back. By force.
Yoke Gary.
Yes. Yoke Gary. One of my favorite things to eat, actually. I think I'll have that today.
Yeah, the one that Aaron and Co call Gobe.
Yes, Gobe 3.
Yoke Gary.
No,
yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think it's Gobe is not the right. Don't call it Gobe. Say Yoke Gary.
Why?
I think that's
Gobe
the
is
right.
just Gary, oil, beans, and egg. Which is Gobe.
Gobe.
Gobs now.
Gobe for short.
Gobsy.
It used to be Gabins at a point in time.
Stick to tradition.
And the tradition is what Yoke Gary.
Or just, do what the Cape Coasters will call it, Idwana Gari. Idwana Gari.
Or Franabaze.
Idwana Gari.
Anyway.
Shall we get into our UPSA Law School Point of Law series today? Well, it's from a 1989-1990 decision, and it's a Jabing versus Tego. It says, in the early stages, and you should all listen, this is one that will interest all of you.
Especially Ko Jansen.
In the early stages of romantic relationships, individuals often express deep commitment, including statements like, I will live and die with you, to sustain the relationship. However, many of these declarations are not intended as serious promises, and failure to fulfill them does not constitute a breach of promise to marry.
Early stages.
Are these
repeat?
At the early stages, are these promises seen to be made under the influence?
No, repeat for purposes of emphasis.
All right. UPSA Law School Points of Law series today. In the early stages of romantic relationships, individuals often express deep commitment, including statements like, I will live and die with you, to sustain the relationship. However, many of these declarations are not intended as serious promises, and failure to fulfill them does not constitute a breach of promise to marry.
So romance is basically a chemical imbalance. That's what it is. The chemicals in your brain are not balanced correctly. That's why they even say love is blind, because your frontal cortex is actually filled with fluids that don't belong there, right? So you can't actually see beyond what your chemicals are making you feel. So you don't yet know who it is you are making these promises to. Maybe he has.
No, I don't support you. So go on, go on. Yeah,
I know.
yes,
Maybe
yeah,
he has. Maybe he has. He spent some huge amount of money on you, and your chemicals are bubbling. Or maybe she's shaped in a way that, constitutes an impediment to your rational thinking. But either way, at that early stage, until the chemicals settle, it is right that the law recognize that promises you make in that state should not be held against you in a court of law.
And now, in that state, were you corpus mentis? Were you in possession of your faculties? If
the law doesn't think so.
If somebody took your money in at that time, would you want it back?
Probably not. If it was the woman you are in love with.
Which very clear on the point.
Yes, we are.
I'm just saying that nobody should be giving people excuses to be making promises and failing in the promise. You get my point, Mahavi. Nobody should be setting the stage or people to say that something was filling their brains and then be deceiving people. In Jesus' name, I am casting out any demon that will make people feel that they have the genuine intent right from the beginning to be deceiving people, so that they make it one night stand kind of thing. Casanovaism. This may promote Casanovaism, and I'm extremely opposed to it.
Raymond.
Oh, don't you agree? Yes.
Should we assess your campaign promises right now?
Yes.
To see which of them were fulfilled?
Yes, in the throes of being fulfilled.
In the throes of being fulfilled. But I see why the law would want to take a position on that protects people from themselves. Because, Charlie, sometimes we say things.
It doesn't mean you can go making promises.
That's true.
You may not always be covered.
Yes, and you should be aware.
By this, you should only wait to make you should always make the promises early enough. Subsequently, you will take them out, and then you are done. You are clear.
Lawyer.
This you make it early.
Stay tuned for more. It's the Super Morning Show.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Yeah. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy.
Right now, a very quick happy birthday to Chidi, who is the head of corporate affairs at Omni Basic Bank. It's a birthday today. And of course, Omni Basic Bank wants you to save the date for the 4th edition of the Omni Basic Bank Health Walk, which is, well, actually, that's already happened. But for those of you who participated, lucky you. And of course, if you want to know more about the great products from Omni Basic Bank, you can call their contact center on 0307 086 000, or you can try 0302 758 555, or just call them toll free on 0800 100 790. Omni Basic Bank, at your service.
And G&J, your reliable alternative backup power solution provider, is 30 years old. Hooray! Now we wish to thank all our cherished partners and customers for being part of this journey. Raymond, you see, now that a lot of people are struggling, now that you slept in paradise,
obviously,
it's very important.
Now I take all announcements, all LPMs about power alternative supply,
whether renewable energy or generators.
All of them, I take them serious.
So they say, as we embrace the future with brighter hopes, we look forward to providing you with the best backup power services to your homes, offices, churches, and more. We're still the best, still the largest backup power supplier in the country. And with our 24-hour service delivery, we're poised to give you the best brands in backup power and after-sales services. Locate G&J in Accra off the Mortuary Road to Kolebu. Call G&J on 0302 689178 or 0302 689179 or 0202 222204 in Kumasi. Call them on 0202 222236 or 0202 222220. Okay.
All right, listen, we don't want your car engine to age faster. That's why we encourage you to maintain it. But there's a specially formulated quartz engine oil that's made just for your car engine, and it's by Total Energies. This is actually a breakthrough innovation that ensures optimal performance for your engine. It improves protection against mechanical wear by up to 74%, even under extreme temperatures and pressure. So please choose quartz from Total Energies, because choosing quartz from Total Energies is choosing the engine oil that keeps your engine running efficiently and effectively. Quartz, keep your engine younger for longer.
Now, the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, PAPS, is now live at Fidelity Bank, and that is extremely good news. Imagine sending money to your loved ones or business partners across Africa instantly. And could you note this? It will be in Ghana cedis. You don't have to go through any backdoor transfer to money and use exchange rate that Daryl says is 13 something against you. Don't wait for days for transactions to clear. No more expensive fees. Just fast, secure, and affordable payment. PAPS is here, and Fidelity Banks makes sending money through PAPS very easy. Visit any Fidelity Bank branch and start sending money across Africa instantly, securely, and affordably to, say, Nigeria, to Gambia, to Liberia, to Guinea, to Sierra Leone. Fidelity. Believe with us.
All right, don't forget to go to kingdomstoreonline.com. That's where you can buy the very best quality office essentials, equipment, furniture, stationery, and pay via Momo across all networks. They will deliver to your home or office in very good time, and you get free delivery if you're in Accra or Tema. Terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
So it's the Imperial Insurance Win promo reloaded. Insure your vehicle with Imperial General Assurance from now till the end of April and get yourself handsome rewards, fuel coupons, special souvenirs, gift vouchers, and many more. And here's the catch: during this reward period, your motor insurance policy will give you an automatic 1-year life insurance cover. You could also get brand new car tires and other car accessories as well. It's really reloaded. Everybody qualifies. Just come insure your car and you're done. Call us today on 0577-667-436 or talk to your broker or any of our agents across the country for further details. You can also follow us on all our social media handles. Terms and conditions apply. Imperial General Assurance, solid protection.
Now, if you're a Toyota user, please listen to this. There's a special engine oil that's made for your vehicle. If you drive a Toyota, then please use the Toyota engine oil, which will function optimally. The Toyota Genuine Motor Oil has been rigorously tested and proven to be the best oil for your Toyota engine, especially crafted to keep your Toyota engine running smoothly and efficiently as well. The Toyota Genuine Motor Oil is available at all Toyota Ghana branches across the country. Nothing makes your engine happier than Toyota Genuine Motor Oil. For bulk purchases or distribution, please contact Toyota Ghana using this telephone number 0302 429 801. And we thank Toyota Ghana. They are proud to be associated with our Drive Safe tips. Toyota, superior quality.
Now time is running out to fuel your adventure for free. Get reliable motor insurance and receive free fuel for your car. Get the cover you need now with SG Ghana Sound Drive Insurance before the last day of March. And we're already on the 12th day anyway. And enjoy up to 500 Ghana cedis worth of free fuel to take you places. Don't wait until it's too late. Act fast and visit any SG Ghana brand today to buy or renew your motor insurance, ensuring you're covered and ready to hit the road. Sound Dry Plan is underwritten by Alliance Insurance. Terms and conditions apply. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
All right, well, sports and birthdays coming up in just a bit on here on the Super Morning Show. Good morning to all of you listening, especially those of you using your battery power to listen to us in Mampong, because your lights have been off for 13 hours.
Hey, then this is like widespread, eh?
Oh, yes.
From your area,
oh, yes.
mine, we're talking about Mampong.
One of the days that you can't look across the whole bridge and see that, oh, yeah, no, people are having power. Well, I mean, but it's still not doom salt.
Yeah, whatever you say. All right, birthdays and sports coming up in just a moment, right after these messages. Stay with us.
Can you You hear it. The freedom in our songs. The sound of liberty that rings from Kaswa to Karaga, from Tamale to Takoradi. It's in the pestles that pound from coast to coast. It's in the busy offices, the crowded streets, and the noisy schools. It's in the wisdom of our elders and in the laughter of our children. It's in seeing how far we've come and looking at how much we can grow. It's in knowing that still Ghana go be. Happy 67th Independence Day, Ghana.
MTN. Have you ever thought of the one that makes you complete? An escape from the clutches of interest charges. With the Standard Chartered Visa debit and credit cards, payments are completed at the speed of light, intertwined with interest earning accounts. You also get unbelievable rewards every time you swipe. You have access to over 1,200 airport lounges worldwide. High credit limits of up to 100,000 Ghana cedis and up to 50 days interest-free with our credit cards. You also get to enjoy full multi-trip travel insurance for 90 days. Fees discounted at your feet with our globally partnered merchant points. Bills are always settled, not battled. Get the Standard Chartered debit and credit card now. Call toll-free on 0800 740 100 or 0302 740 100 or reach us via email on feedback.ghana@sc.com. Standard Chartered, here for good.
All right, and I suppose it's right for us to also wish our dear friends who are embarking on the Eid, on Ramadan.
Ramadan Kareem is what we say, Kojo Yangsin.
Yes, or Ramadan Mubarak. Yes.
No, that's the response.
But no, it's not always the response. You can say Ramadan Mubarak too. Yeah, standard practice. Yes. You would ask because Western is also fasting with the Muslim community. Oh, my good friends.
Yes, you are right.
Yes. And many of us are joining in the fast. We can wish ourselves Ramadan Mubarak too.
Yes.
But it's not easy.
It's not at all.
So we're with you.
You're fasting, eh?
We're with you in spirit. We're with you in spirit.
Okay.
By the time I finish, you will see.
Anyway, that means from now, if we see any strange looks on your face, we know why. We know why you are in
You
the
can
mood.
understand. You know, when you start initially, it's okay. When you get into the 10th day, then they begin to see.
But that will not
changes
be doing it right because they always look very pleasant. You don't even see the difference.
No, it depends. It depends.
Mama V.
Aisha, for example, she doesn't look pleasant when Aisha Ibrahim, I know.
You go and greet her
Aisha
right now.
too. Yeah. Everything about her changes. Everything. Aisha and fasting, they are very
I have my very good friend, Redwan Idrisu. I call him Malam Janga because his hometown is Janga in the Wale Wale area. Look for him after 2 weeks. He will cry.
It's not easy like that.
You can only see his head. After 2 weeks. You think it's easy? Madam, it's not easy. Because the truth is that you cannot actually see. People say, I wake up and eat fufu in the morning. It's a lie. Shit. Only few people are able to do that. We have work to do, and you say you are going to eat fufu in the morning. You cannot. And when you break the fast, you can't really eat.
Because since you are talking about fasting, I can say, what do you call it? Mama, what did you say first? Ramadan Mubarak. Yes. Mubarak is what I said. To the CEO of Lagos City Malls, yes, and EPP Bookshop, Alhaji Jibrin Adams. And also to the only Muslim at the Supreme Court, right? Yes. The Supreme
Justice
Court
Tanko?
Yeah, Justice Tanko. Wonderful. I don't know who else has been good to me as a Muslim, but
so it's only those who have been good to you.
As in the people that I like, but they come to mind readily.
We have some amazing listeners,
of course,
who are joining in the fast. So Ramadan Kareem to all of you. I
like
am
my
not
friend
like
Latif
Raymond.
Apau.
I am not selective. All right, let's get into the birthday messages.
And they are brought to you by MTN. Everywhere you go. And Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner. Shall I start?
Yes,
This one says,
do.
wishing the most dedicated, hardworking woman and wife, Zenobia Dankwa, marketing manager of Isway Savings and Loans, a special 40th birthday. That's a big one, right? And it says, you represent a complete woman, and the kids and I are so grateful to have you in our lives. We love you so much. Welcome to the 4th floor from your husband, as well as Aiden, Declan, and Ellie. Also, a very personal happy birthday to Chidi Braye Yankee. Mentioned her earlier. She's the head of corporate affairs at Omni Basic Bank. Happy birthday to you, Chidi. This one is to Jeffrey Bulle. Happy birthday to you. It's from your father, Ike Bulle. And happy birthday to Dr. Brago Nchieje, Assistant Commissioner and Head of Customer Experience at the Ghana Revenue Authority Head Office in Accra. Finally, happy birthday to Kojo Owusu Mante of Aspire Educational Complex in Kufuridia. This is from your father, Ebenezer Mante of Latte. And Uncle Richard, we love you very much.
It was a great leader's birthday yesterday. The managing director of GCB Bank PLC, Mr. Kofi Adomako, who is also the president of the Ghana Association of Banks. I hope you had a blast yesterday, sir.
Mama V.
Belated happy
Mama
birthday to you.
Oh, well, so I will.
And today is the First Lady's birthday,
Yes.
Mrs. Rebecca.
I thought you were going to do that, but
Ekufuado.
yeah, Mama V. Yes.
His Lady Rebecca.
Yes. My Lady Rebecca.
My Lady Rebecca.
My Lady Rebecca. Yeah. My beautiful Rebecca.
Today is the birthday of Ken Krakani. Ken Krakani, who's OMSU 89-year group. Happy birthday to you, Ken. Enjoy your day. And that's it from me.
Okay, Kojo, I have one last one.
Yes.
This is a very special birthday to Shelley Latte. Shelley was the president of our Financial Markets Law and Regulation class. And she delivered on the job.
Wonderful.
Yes.
It's
Happy
good they
birthday,
didn't give
Shelley.
the job to you.
All right.
Oh, so I understand Mr. Kofi Adomako actually attended St. Augustine's.
Is that right?
Nathaniel Lato is
Okay.
given me a reminder.
There you go.
So you should be celebrating him as well.
Absue. Yes. Happy birthday
See?
to him.
Yesterday, did you guys
I thought you said you didn't like friends and
Pardon?
family.
This one says, hey,
Whose birthday?
Nax.
Yes, Nathaniel Lato. Yes, yesterday was his birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, we missed one.
No, we did not. We
I
did
wasn't
not.
here.
Yes,
Okay,
you missed it.
I missed it. Yes,
We
belated
did
happy
Nathaniel's
birthday to you, brother Shatta. All right then.
One more happy
Okay.
birthday to Ethel Ajoko Ajay of Inter Africa Company Limited. Ajolo is from your family to
What's
you.
her first name?
Ethel?
Oh, okay.
okay, so this one, final one here.
I don't know. How did they say it?
I've heard Ethel.
Okay, so it could be Ethel or Ethel.
Final one here. And this one says, Henry Corte.
Oh.
Here's to celebrating not just a birthday and an anniversary, but the remarkable person you are.
Oh.
There isn't enough wrapping paper in the world to contain
That might be
all
true.
the love and affection I have for you, Henry. Happy birthday and happy anniversary to us from your wife, Sybil.
Charlie, that's a vibe, man. What's his Sammy
Today is Henry Corte's birthday. Interior Minister. And this is a nice message from his wife.
Samuel
Of many
Adame.
years.
Samuel
Wife of
Adame
many
says.
This
years.
is sealed, done. This is not a promise.
This is not King Promise.
There's no,
no.
breach,
Please,
future, whatever.
Please. You pa. Somebody is celebrating the shortage of wrapping paper for her love for her man, and you are there
I will
saying
steal
it
that
is.
line, man.
I love it. Yes.
Intellectual property issues.
She's kind.
The Joy Sports Center is brought to you by
MTN. Everywhere you go.
Standard Chartered Bank, here for good. DSTV,
It's your moment.
And Twisco Energy Food Drink. Twisco, power your dream. Not forgetting, Bet Power.
Listen, this is a perfect time for you to grab your Mac and join in the exciting new chocolate beverage. Just pour one for yourself. I'll show you how to do it. It's from the producers of Cowbell, and it is Twisco. Is a chocolate food drink enriched with Enafort, which is a combination of energy-boosting minerals and vitamins, including vitamins B, C, D, iron, and a whole lot more. So Twisco is available in 20 grams. It can be found at your nearest neighborhood store in a delightful red sachet for only 1 Ghana cedis, 80 pesos. So here's how you do it. Just empty content into a mug, mix with 180 ml of previously boiled water, add milk, and that's it. You're good to go. Start your day with a cup of the great tasting Twisco chocolate drink. And this advert ladies and gentlemen, is FDA approved.
And before we go, let me just say that today is also the birthday of the Member of Parliament for New Jabing South, Mamavi, your own friend, Michael Otribefi. And so this one is coming from Alexander Akwesi Akwa, who's also Member of Parliament for Achimoda, who's having his vetting as Deputy Health Minister today.
We wish him well.
Yes, Alexander Akwesi Akwa, we wish you well. But did you know that MTN Momo now has an app? Yes, MTN Momo has a brand new app specially designed to make your Momo experience easier, convenient and faster. Just download the Momo app on Play Store, App Store, on your smartphone, and look out for the blue and yellow icon. It's that simple. Momo app allows you to view your statements, pay bills, and so much more. Use the app for your Momo transaction and enjoy a 100% bonus when you recharge using the Momo app. So go on, download the Momo app now and start transacting with a flex at no data cost. Just Momo it everywhere you go.
Now, so folks, imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. I mean, picture your rooftop transform into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and CD-saving brilliance. That doomsday that happened yesterday would never affect you. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very low rates. And that's right. We are not just offering loans, we are offering the keys to your solar powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you're ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of our following lines: 050-1537-589 or 050-1535-790 or 0244-674-154. The last one is 050-1535-789. Let's chart the course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered, here
for good. Yesterday we should have said Ramadan Kareem to Fentuo.
Yes.
You're good?
I am calm.
Oh, not pleasant.
I am calm.
Not pleasant.
Oh, you're fascinated. You almost knocked me down the other time. I thought this was the time that you...
Thank you. Good morning. Don't mind him. Let's get into the sports center.
It's lucky I'm in a holy month. Good morning. Welcome to the Joy Sports Center with me, Fentuo. Tahiru Fentuo coming up this morning.
Gallagher, as you'd expect, has made up the ground. Mudryk arriving. Mudryk round the goalkeeper. Mudryk. Oh, that's what they expect from him. It hasn't always happened since he came here just over a year ago, but a vital...
Yeah, Mudryk stunner secures vital win for Chelsea against Newcastle, also in the Ghana Premier League.
Looking for the shot from a distance, and it's blocked. It's still dangling in there before Quatano. They have a second opportunity, and this should be it. Look at the reaction from the technical bench, the fans. It's a hard-fought equalizer for Bofwa Quatano.
That's right, Bofwa Quatano and Heart of Oak's winning run and the new coach Abubakar Ouattara. All these to come. But first, only the right place to start. The Minister for Youth and Sports, Mustafa Yusuf, has been responding to some of the issues that have marred Ghana's hosting of the 2023 African Games. On Sunday, one of those incidents was Ghana's national champion Michael Anaba withdrawing from the cycling competition due to a faulty bicycle. He then revealed after that the ministry did not provide him with a competition bicycle, and the one that he was using was actually his personal bike. Now, in a response to all the heavy criticism that has come the ministry's way as a result of that revelation, Mustafa Yusuf blamed the Ghana Cycling Federation for the mess.
We requested all the sporting federation to submit their requirements. Cycling Federation, we requested, and you know that you needed a fiber bicycle, not aluminum bicycle. It is your responsibility as a federation to submit your list to us, and we'll get, if you cannot get all, we'll buy. When we went to, I remember when we went to Tokyo, they requested for bicycle, and we bought it for them. So we don't discriminate against any sports code. We might not be able to give equal attention, but we'll do equitable attention to.
So that's the sports minister. He says it's not his fault or his ministry's fault. It's the Cycling Federation's fault. Now, the minister is also fighting the media. He says there are so many positives from the hosting of the games, so the media needs to stop focusing on the negatives.
Every international organization that officials that we have engaged, every one of them is applauding Ghana for a very spectacular game so far. So let us all embrace and come and position Ghana as the sports destination that we are all yearning to position. That is my appeal to the media. There are a lot of positives. That we can talk about, we can report about. Let's focus on them.
Okay, that's the sports minister. One of the positives is that Ghana has 4 medals in this competition. They could possibly win another later today with Abeku Jackson in action. I'll tell you about that later. But that cycling event, aforementioned cycling event, was also delayed for over an hour because there was no fuel in the ambulance. Now, Dankweku Yeboah is the local organizing committee's head of communications. He's also been explaining what exactly happened in that situation.
What happened was that the ambulance service started working with the LOC with their cars already fueled. So I think there was miscommunication. What happens is that once we engage their services, they are come with their cars already fueled. As and when it is getting finished, you have to be informed that, okay, we came with 4 tanks at a cost of 1 cedi. It is now finished, so we need refueling. Unfortunately, there was a communication gap. So that affected the commencement of the cycling.
Okay, Dan Kukuyabo there. Now, the federation heads have also been explaining some of the other incidents. One of the more famous incidents from this competition was the issue of badminton players being transported to the competition venue in Boteman on the back of their coach's pickup truck. Now, Evans Yeboah is the president of the Ghana Badminton Federation. He says what happened was because their regular bus broke down.
So on that morning of that day, because of time constraint, the bus that they were using actually had broken down on the expressway. So what happened was the coach, in his own wisdom, decided to get to the hall quite early at 8 a.m. So it was basically the coach's decision to be able to bus them as an interim measure to the hall that early morning of 8 a.m.
All right, so that's Evans Yeboah. He is president for the Ghana Badminton Federation. Now, Ghana came close to winning its 5th medal of the games in swimming when Abeku Jackson came second in the men's 100-meter butterfly final, but the race was discarded because of a false start. That final will now take place later this evening. In the beach volleyball competition, Ghana's men and women teams won their first 2 games and were scheduled to play their 3rd games in the evening, but those games had to be rescheduled because of poor visibility. There was no light at their courts at the Laboma Beach Hotel. Now, remember that the games were not supposed to happen in the evening, so there was no light provided. However, the matches just lasted too long and traveled deep into the night and had to be rescheduled to today. Now, Egypt, they were the biggest winners of yesterday's competitions. They picked up 18 medals, taking their total tally to 84, while Nigeria moved from 4th to 2nd with their 50 medals won yesterday. There was also the T20 cricket women's competition that happened at the Achimota Cricket Oval. Zimbabwe beat Nigeria to set up a clash against South Africa in the final on Wednesday. In the football competition, Ghana's Black Satellites will take on the Gambia at 8 p.m. today in their second Group A game after they drew goalless with Congo in their opening match. The Ghana U20 coach is Desmond Ofe. He says they know what to do to get the win.
Today we are very well prepared as of today and tomorrow before the whistle. We all know what we have to do. The boys are very well prepared. We also have to give respect, to the Gambian coach. What he did in the World Cup, he made Africa proud. He's a very good tactician, very, very good coach. So we know the weaknesses of the team, we know the strengths, so we are very well prepared and the boys are ready to deliver tomorrow.
That's Desmond Affair, head coach of Ghana's under-20 team. Meanwhile, Uganda became the first football team to progress to the semi-finals of the men's competition when they beat Senegal 1-0 in their second group game. They have 6 points and they are through to the next round. Now, in the other Group A game for Ghana, Benin will take on Congo at 5 p.m. and that's at the Accra Sports Stadium. The U20 game is at 8 p.m. and that is free to the public, is worth mentioning. In fact, all the games in these African games are open to the public for free. So you could go to Boteman, you could go to Bukom, you could go to Laboma Beach, or you could go to the stadium to watch any of the competitions for free. Meanwhile, the Black Princesses, they will be looking to secure early qualification when they play Tanzania at 8 p.m. in their second group game. That's happening in Cape Coast, and that's also free to the public. In the Ghana Premier League, yesterday, Bafokeng scored in the second half to draw 1-1 with Hearts of Oak and end their 2-game winning run under new coach Abubakar Ouattara. The Ivorian trainer admitted his team struggled against the Bafokeng team at the Wafa Park.
1 or 2, 3 things don't go well, but it's part of the game. And when we're starting the game, we have some faults, but we try to do the things well. But it's the human being. Sure. When there's a human being, you can make some mistake, no problem. We accept it. I tell you, Bafokeng have the good side. Today we see it. When the team are in the bad position, it's very difficult to play them, because the calculation is very, very, very important. But no problem.
Abubakar Ouattara, the House of Oak coach. Now, before we go to Europe, here in Africa, across to Cameroon, the Cameroon Football Federation has suspended 62 players, including the once heralded 17-year-old AFCON 2023 sensation Nathan Douala, over age cheating. These players are provisionally declared ineligible to play in the MTN Elite 1, that is the Cameroon's top division league. The shocking revelation has sent shockwaves through African football, casting doubts on the integrity of youth setups and player eligibility. An investigation by Fekerford uncovered a staggering age manipulation scheme, with players found to have falsified their ages and changed their names. As many as 62 players have now been suspended as a result. Now, before we go, substitute Mykhailo Mudryk scored a magical winning goal for Chelsea as they edged Newcastle 3-2 at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League clash. Despite the win, the Blues are still 11th on the table with 39 points behind. That's 1 point behind the Magpies. The Chelsea boss Mauricio Pochettino said Mudryk did what is expected of him as a substitute.
I think it was a very good goal. He scored a really good goal, and that is what we expect with a player that came from the bench, be an impact. And then it's about to compete with different players in the position that he can play, and then deserve to play. It's more a question for him than for me.
That's Mauricio Pochettino. And before we go, there's Champions League action later tonight. It's live on 99.7 Joy FM as well as Hits 103.9. Arsenal is our commentary game. They're looking to overturn that 1-0 deficit in the last 16 reverse fixture when they took on FC Porto at the Emirates Stadium tonight. The Ghana's ball, Mikel Arteta, says they need their fans to sail through.
I think the impact that they can make tomorrow, it's incredible. I don't think that they realize. So we need that. We need that noise. We need them playing every single ball with us. And we need that emotional control as well, to understand that the game can go through certain phases and we have to be really intelligent to push in the right moments to get what we want. But it's a beautiful opportunity to live those nights. It's been 14 years. So everything that we put in there is going to be worth it.
Mikel Arteta, Arsenal also top of the Premier League table. They have to overturn that 1-0 deficit from the first leg. Elsewhere, Barcelona take on Napoli in the last 16 tie. That game is tied 1-0 after the first leg. That's all the sports this morning on the Joy Sports Centre. My name is Fento Tahiru Fento. Back to you, Mama V.
Yeah, I couldn't watch the Chelsea Newcastle.
You missed.
They put my lights off.
I also I worked late last night. I have a Monday night show on Joy Prime.
Yeah.
Closed 10:30. Got home around 11:15, and I was met with doom. So
that was a typical Ghana moment right there.
Yeah, typical.
But was
the
I
was excited to go home.
Better than the Liverpool Man City? I think that
the Liverpool Man City was a high level football
when
match.
you watch Chelsea and Manchester United play, and then you watch Liverpool Man City,
the levels are not the same.
Oh my God! Like the other teams are just joking, man.
Arsenal have played really well as well this season. That's why they're top of the league. Well deserved. The issue now is whether they can keep going now that they're top. There's a different psychology between chasing and leading. Now, Arsenal were good chasers. They've shown that they're very good chasers. Now it's time to show that you're good leaders.
Which we haven't seen. seen them do very often.
They fumbled leading the table last season. Maybe they've learned their lessons.
Have they?
I actually think Arsenal have a good chance of winning the league this season. But obviously, Man City are still
I want
favorites.
to wait and see them do it before I get hopeful.
Because think about it.
Now, man.
Think about being chased by Man City and Liverpool. That's tough.
I agree.
That is tough.
I agree, but
and
they're
still have
equally
to,
good.
They still have to play Chelsea, Arsenal. They still have to play Man City.
I beg. Chelsea,
It's a derby game. You never know.
Oh, please.
Oh.
All right, thank you.
Yes.
We thank you.
Thank you
Don't
too.
make me call you Salah. Not in this whole
When
season.
you say thank you, doesn't it sound nice on your lips?
Then keep winning. There's plenty of sports stories on myjoyonline.com. Just visit our portal and explore. Social media messages on our show, though, brought to us by EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa. Provident Insurance. With Provident, man, you're covered.
Across Africa, a new era has begun. Shifting our focus to a new horizon, connecting us with one purpose: to create and share opportunities to grow. Today, we are making a brighter tomorrow, built by our dreams and our energy. Across our continent, across the world, we are creating a better way to a better future. A Pan-African future. Together. EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa.
Hello? Fair driver, are you sending the sales?
Boss, Medicana Kopim.
Hey, what the car to me so?
Boss, you no renew the insurance.
Tell it, I didn't have time. I had to go to the farm.
You can insure on the farm.
And I had to go to the market too.
You could have insured in the market.
I had to cook supper for my wife.
Boss, you could have insured in the market.
But how?
By texting or buyer on 0242 426 396 to help insure with Provident Insurance on WhatsApp from anywhere. Annie, babia. With Obaya, now you can insure your car anywhere, anytime. On WhatsApp, text Obaya on 0242 426 396 today. With Provident,
man, you are covered.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM. Joy 99.7 FM. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM. Joy 99.7 FM.
Meridian.
All right. Raymond is taking me somewhere.
Yes, Meridian Atema.
You're doing a translation of this.
I was explaining
song
to you that this is, I mean, a very wonderful situation where somebody is sitting there somewhere. Sleeping somewhere. Then somebody calls and says, I want to take you somewhere. Very nice. So why are you taking me? So, we are going to Meridian Atema. At the time, I'm not sure you were born. I mean, even though you have an appreciable age. And and so we are going to not only we are going to sing, dance, we are going to eat, we are going to drink something, and that's the enjoyment
We're
part.
Make merry.
Yes.
Right.
So that's all that the song is about.
That's one of the.
I'm dedicating to all those coming from Tema to Accra, along
morning.
Tema, Spentex, everybody coming from
And
that
if you're
particular
on the
street.
motorway.
Yeah, on the motorway too.
Right.
Yes.
Well, listen. As for today, what Bashia? How do you say it? This is home, eh? So we're coming home today.
Yes.
We're coming home.
Yes.
We're learning about the Ga culture today.
Yeah.
A lot more of it. We're exploring it here on the Super Morning Show. I'm excited about it.
Yes, it's something that's important to all of us. This is because whether we like it or not, the landlords, the owners of where we are all residing, where we put our capital, the people that made it possible for us to build this place into a place of home for many of us. And some of you know, since you came to Accra, you've never visited your hometown. You have purported and pretended that you belong to Accra in very different forms. I have a friend, right, who usually says that, please, we are starting a ban on drumming and dancing. If you don't understand, go to your hometown. Yeah, it's a legitimate call to people to understand that there is culture in Ghana, and of course Ga-Dangmes all through the entirety of the region in most of its forms. I think that we should be able to appreciate that more. We should be able to understand the history of the people, the peculiar challenges they are currently facing, and as I pointed out earlier, basically all places where cosmopolitanism and a lot of changes happen, it affects indigenous people. But people make conscious efforts to recognize and give pride of place to indigenous people of that area. And we should be able to do the same too in the Republic of Ghana. We should be able to expressly make it possible for that to happen. And I think that conversation is very important today. And a man that you may know in other circles, a man that you may certainly respect in other circles, a man who has lived in public life for a very long time, a very distinguished lawyer too, shall be our guest today. And he does not pull punches at all when it comes to defending his people, when it comes to standing for them. And most recently, he was clarifying and making clear, correcting erroneous impressions about where Tete Kwasi is from and whether or not there's a misconception out there about it. I think it's important that we do not make any grouping in the Republic of Ghana feel that they are being undermined. That's absolutely important. When we talk about inclusivity, when you talk about giving recognition to all of our different elements that makes us united as a grouping, it is important we make that feel. But today, we have to let Ghana be established as Ghana. We have to let Ghana be known as Ghana in the Republic of Ghana's history and understanding.
Absolutely. It will be a shame. You live in Ga and you don't know about the Ga culture.
Yes.
So listen, we want to get it right here on the Super Morning Show. So you've got to join us. It will be a lot of fun when our
the
guest
difference
joins
between
us.
Agamienfo and Afomiega?
Afomiega.
Yes.
I was born in Ga.
There's
But the
also
first one is what?
Agamienfo.
Ebeo. What does that one mean?
You don't know.
Is that Ga? Is that like
Yeah.
Or is it
You do
slang?
not know.
Well, I will force that out of you after the Joy Business Minutes, which is brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana, CBG. We stand with you, Anointed Electricals, the generator expert, and Waikari Capital, together towards tomorrow. It's 8 o'clock, and here's the Joy Business Minutes.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, Anointed Electricals, the generator experts, and Waikari Capital, together towards tomorrow. An international court hearing the almost $400 million tax charge against Talo Oil by the Ghana Revenue Authority should give a ruling by the middle of this year. That's according to Talo Oil, who took the case to court in London. The Ghana cedi regained some stability against the US dollar last week, preserving its year-to-date loss to about 6.35%. This follows the approval of the $300 million facility from the World Bank. The National Communications Authority is in talks with the Gambia and Benin to roll out a free roaming service. And a former Boeing employee known for raising concerns about the firm's production standards has been found dead in the US. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you. Anointed Electric House, the generator experts, and Waikari Capital, together towards tomorrow.
Super Morning Show. It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town. Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Morning show, just giving you a little taste of what we'll be exploring later here on the show. We're talking about the Ga people, Ga-Dangmes. What's the difference? If you say Ga-Dangmes, do you mean the entire Ga people?
Okay, so the Ga people and the Dangme people together.
All right.
Hope you get what I'm trying to say. So the Ga and the Dangme people together.
All right. Well, you heard that the Business Minutes, which is brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG. We stand with you. Anointed Electricals, the generator experts, and Waikari Capital together towards tomorrow.
And now Anointed Engineering Services Limited is into the sales of ultra silent generators, which you will need from 5 kVA to 2500 kVA. They also undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel generators. They also have in stock genuine spare parts of all kinds for various generators, and also do generator rentals. They have branches nationwide. You can locate their branches in Amra here, Frames Oil on the main Adentan Dodowa Road. At East Legon is at the Lagos Avenue Road, opposite Tom Rick Hotel. In Tema General Hospital Road, Community 9, just after the overhead. At Kaswa is off the Wager Kaswa Road, near Simaf Cement Depot. And at Odoko, where they have the big house, the head office, is number 77 Anointed House, off the Odoko Malam Road. And that's here in Accra. So this is the number you should call right now, because I know tonight your light will go off. They'll give you excuses for it. You have to call it so that the entire family does not get angry over anything, right? Don't put a lot of pressure on the family. Okay, give them some slight comfort. 0243 480 334 0243 480 334. Keep it in your heart and in your mind. You will need it. If you don't call now, you'll be reminded of the number at 6 p.m. when your power goes off. This is prophecy that everybody knows that will happen in some of your areas, right? Others may not, but their time will come. It will reach everybody's turn.
Listen, Waikari Capital is a multinational fund management company regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Waikari Capital, with experience in fund management and investment banking, has over the years helped its customers to thrive by enabling them to achieve their lifetime financial goals. And Waikari Capital invests funds in ways that create a positive future for its customers, their families and businesses, and offers corporate finance and advisory. And in these ways, Waikari Capital helps its customers to create the best life. Good thing is you can also create your best life with Wyca Re Capital. Just speak to them today on 050-1577-546 or 050-1577-547. Find their office on the 4th floor, Golf House, opposite the Ghana Standards Authority in Accra, or visit their website, wycarecapital.com. It's WAICAREcapital.com, and get more information on their site, Wyca Re Capital. Together towards tomorrow.
Now, we know that trade financing comes with its own complexities, but at CBG, we believe that doing business should always be hassle-free. Are you an importer or an exporter looking to improve your global trade experience? Then look no further. With CBG's trade financing solutions, your trade financing problems will be an issue of the past. Take advantage of our trade finance solutions today to foster long-term partnerships, reduce the risk of doing business, and expand your international trade transactions. Visit any of our 114 branches, 114 branches nationwide to discuss your import finance, pre-shipment, import duty finance, and shipping guarantee financing needs. We know that now importation is a big deal. For further inquiries, contact us on this number, 0302-216-000, or send us an email, talktous@cbg.com.gh, or visit any of our social media handles on Facebook, Instagram, and X, formerly Twitter.
That's right.
Terms and conditions apply. And CBG, we stand with you.
With you. Listen, we were just talking about Meridian a while ago.
And I'm sending shout outs to the CEO of CBG. I am learning keenly and strategically from you, Dan Ado. Sending shout outs to the CEO of CBG. Yes, I don't believe in family and friends. I'm sending shout outs. Yes. CBG. CEO of CBG.
What is Samuel Nami saying?
The things he's saying, I can't hear properly. Yes, I'm saying that.
We can't also hear
I wish
you.
all the rest.
But Ray, we're talking about Meridian. Brykova sends me a message, says Meridian is now occupied by squatters and armed robbers.
Oh,
one
really?
of the Chromas hotels. Yes,
it's a long time.
So you
in my heyday, I used to enjoy myself there. Oh, this is a very painful act for me. What is in dispute?
In your what days? I'm just saying you can't take me to Meridian today. It's sad,
I'm very sad.
Yeah,
we'll find an alternative spot in Tema.
Join our conversation though. Just join us on social media, Facebook. You can also join us on X. You can send a message to our WhatsApp number 055-1111-997. Social media messages here on our show, brought to us proudly by EcoBank, a better way, a better Africa. Provident Insurance. With Provident, man, you're covered.
Now, every day people face different emergencies. I'm sure you know. There's the police emergency, the fire emergency, the medical emergency, you name it. But many Ghanaians don't know their emergency numbers. Well, here's one you would want to remember. *770#. Yes, *770# is the new EcoBank money emergency number. *770# gives you instant access to loans, fund transfers, utility payments, airtime and data purchases, and so much more, even without data. So there's no need to panic when you find yourself in any money emergency. EcoBank will always come to your rescue. Dial *770# now for solutions to your money emergencies. EcoBank is there. Pan-African Bank.
George Quay wants to know what you've eaten this morning. I say,
is it my extraordinary competence in Ga? Dangme too.
I say you're on something.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Money I hit our money I hit our no no come here bamie no no come here bamie bayote au jodi no no come here bamie no no come here
Okay. I mean, George might be a bit competent in Ga, but can you respond to when I say Kejeke?
I know it in my head, but saying it, I feel like I'll make a mistake.
No, this is Dangme.
Anye.
That is Dangme.
Is it Anye or something?
No, please.
No, it's true. How do you respond?
No.
I feel like I'm right in my head.
No, you're not. Don't say what's in your head. You can tell me off air, then no, there's no Anya.
Charlie, this is sad, because my mother comes from Sumanya.
How is that possible? Can you believe that? Yes. And she's incompetent in the language.
Charlie.
No.
I know Onya Samnyalo.
Yeah, but that's mostly what people say.
You know why that is problematic.
Bring yourself.
No, hold on.
I have been very quiet, reading a lot about the history of the Ga-Dangmes. I have just recognized that you are part of the Ga-Dangmes group.
Yes, I am actually.
Because you see, and the Dangmes group, comprising the people of Pong, Pram, Ningo, Ada, Usudeku, Shai, Yilo, and Manya Krobo, which you are part of the Krobo side.
It is the reason why I asked Kejeke.
Oh, Mama.
Oh, I think I know that in my head.
Why?
Oh.
You are.
The Dangme too that we expected you to be. At least your mother would have been teaching you.
You see what Ghana man has done?
Yeah.
Now Mama V has stood her other side.
Yes. People did not know.
In fact,
it's okay.
I know that the Honorable Ayuki is listening. As he's driving here,
oh my
you are in trouble.
They should cancel your name from the books of the Ga-Dangmes Council.
My mother's house, I know where her people are.
Please. No, that's not what we are talking about. As for where they are, there, you can
how
always
do you
locate
respond,
them.
Please.
You can respond in so many forms. There is the Wahiyami part where we are surviving.
So there's nothing like Anye.
Anye say. No, it's almost like asking you what they call it. How are you doing? How is it going? Yeah.
Okay. Well, Charlie, big stories today will be too sweet.
No. There is no too sweet on the big story.
There's a lot for me to learn myself. Big stories brought to us by Latest Foam. That's your partner for life. And also Emirates. Fly Emirates. Certainly fly better.
Now, of course, you can dream of a perfect sofa. And if you want to upgrade this year, your dream certainly will come to life. Your dream sofa is now a reality at Latest Foam. Introducing a sensational V sofa range where comfort meets style at prices that will make your heart skip a beat. Hop into any Latest Foam showroom nationwide to dive into a world of colors and choices, from the sleek L-shaped V sofa at just 3,100 to the complete V sofa set for an unbeatable 6,500. You have the opportunity to elevate your living space with Latest Foam, your forever partner in comfort and luxury. Hurry, your perfect sofa awaits. Latest Foam is your partner for life.
Assemble today.
Okemini.
Okemini, yeah. Okemini is.
No, Okemini.
Okemini is what did you
not,
say?
It's not Okemini.
Oh la
Yes, it's Okemini.
You are going to say like a mini.
Yeah, I can't even believe that.
Listen, you can now get your vehicle insured anywhere, anytime with Provident Insurance's Obaya. And Obaya is on WhatsApp. She works round the clock. Good news, you don't have to worry about closing time. So buy, renew, and file claims for your vehicle, Bebia. All you have to do is just chat Obaya. And here's Obaya's WhatsApp number, 0242 426 396, and let Obaya help you. It's quick, convenient, reliable, and saves you time so you can do more in your day. Chat Obaya and get your vehicle insured now on Provident Insurance. Text Obaya, Bebia, and remember, with Provident, man, you are covered.
Now, certainly, join APSA on the 15th of March at 11 a.m. for the APSA Ready to Work webinar live on Facebook and YouTube. Explore invaluable insights from our panelists on mastering money matters, and it's important. Now, the money, you are not getting them. So how to master money matters and navigating the path to financial success, you need it. Financial literacy is very low in Ghana. You know that, right? Yes. Many people just spend the money. They don't know how to keep it, how to save it, and how to work around it. And where to even save is a problem for them anyway. So don't miss this opportunity to empower your future. Follow Absa Bank Ghana Limited on Facebook and YouTube to join. Absa Ghana, ready to work, financial empowerment. And I must say, in tune with the tradition of not engaging in family and friends. Let me say very good morning to the...
Why issue a disclaimer if you think what you're doing is genuine?
Why do you have a problem? Why do you have a problem?
I don't have no problem. It's the Super Morning Show, 16 minutes after 8. Listen, get involved in our conversation today. It's our Ghana month, and today we want to learn about the Ga-Dangmes people. They are long lost, really, if you live in Accra. You don't want them to kick you out. You better know a bit of their history. 055-111-1997. That's our WhatsApp number. Also post on X Joy997 and kindly add the hashtag JoySMS. You can also reach us on Facebook as well. Okay, let's hear your shouts. Raymond?
Yes, you are saying?
You're going to send a message to someone.
Oh, yes. You've
already issued the disclaimer.
No, the CEO of Absa. That's why I'm saying that every CEO that I mentioned, every bank I mentioned, I have to mention the CEO. So that it's not made to look like I'm doing the things that you are doing. Yes, because I do not believe in family and friends.
Okay. Out of order, yeah? Super Morning Show, please stay with us. Our guest will join us pretty shortly. We'll start exploring Ga-Dangmes. We're home today.
Joy 99.7 FM. Show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Hey, Cashman.
Yeah.
Don't you know Nana has assembled all of us and you are here making calls?
My generator is spoiled too. So I'm calling a renowned Ghanaian company with an excellent track record in the sales and repairs of generator sets in Accra to come and repair for me.
Is it Anointed Electricals?
Yeah.
Anointed Electricals deals in quality and genuine generators with high fuel efficiency. We also rent generators.
They sell quality generators from 10 kVA to 2,500 kVA. They have spare parts of other generators and can repair every faulty generator set even if you didn't buy from them.
Look, now we don't have any electrical problem in Accra.
How?
Because Anointed Electricals is right here at East Legon, Lagos Avenue, opposite Tomric Hotel. And that's why Nana is calling us.
Okay.
Yes. If you want to buy a brand new generator or repair the old one, visit Anointed Electricals. Or if you are within Accra, call our hotline 0246 423 534 or call 0243 480 334. They have qualified and dedicated men on 24-hour after sales service.
Then let's go and listen to Nana. Let's go.
Gosh, after giving you the hint, won't you give me anything?
Anointed, the generator experts.
Bet Power is forecasting showers of free bets every day with Aviator Rain. Look out for free bets falling at regular intervals between 10 o'clock a.m. and 2 o'clock p.m. And again between 5 o'clock p.m. and 9 o'clock p.m. with up to 250,000 in free bets given away every day across Africa. Could you rain dance your way to a 3 million win at the home of Africa's biggest ever Aviator winner? Find out at betpower.com.gh. That's BETPAWA.com.gh. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. 18 years and above only. Gaming can be addictive. Terms and conditions apply.
Waikari Capital. We are a multinational fund management company regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Our aim is to help our customers thrive by enabling them to achieve their lifetime financial goals while investing their funds in ways that create a positive future for them, their families, and their businesses. In this way, we help them to create the best life. Speak to us today. Call us on 050-157-7546 or 050-157-7547. Visit www.waikaricapital.com. Waikari Capital. Together towards tomorrow.
We've conquered Ghana with you, escaped with you to the western region, gone on the Savannah Safari together. Remember that Fajeto conquest, kayaking on the Volta Lake? Those were very educative, fun, and memorable discoveries of Ghana we made together. It's now time to take it a notch higher, make new discoveries, create new experiences, and relive nightlife back in the days with the Eastern Camp Adventure. This time, let's pitch camp on top of the serene Ebri Mountains, experience the adventure of tent accommodation, sit by the fire side and relive those typical Ghanaian moments with a Nancy Stories jungle party with barbecue, Jama night, movie, a visit to the cinema waterfalls, and the Wukugwa, among other historic places. Let's also spend time at the Safari Valley Eco Park with good lunch. With only 1,500 Ghana cedis, your transportation, access to tourist site, full board meal, and everything else is covered. Save a spot now. Pay via Momo to 059-303-8842. Name on Momo is Daniel Boyfio Multimedia Group. And please reference Joy Camp. Short code to purchase ticket is *714*003#. For more information, please call 0302-216540. The Eastern Camp Adventure, discoveries, fun, and memories.
GoTV is stepping up your entertainment from the 15th of January at no extra cost to you. If you are on GoTV Value, upgrade to GoTV Plus to watch GoTV Max. Already on GoTV Plus? Upgrade to GoTV Max to enjoy GoTV Super. And if you are on GoTV Max, upgrade to GoTV Super to enjoy the best of the best on GoTV Super Plus. Don't wait. Step up your entertainment today. It's on us. GoTV. Love it. T&C apply.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Yep.
Very soon, I would let all your brethren from the Ga-Dangmes group look for you. It's very, very important as we learn about your history.
Oh my God!
Whether you came from, Israel, whether you came through Egypt to Ethiopia to Sudan and to Nigeria, or whether you came from Nigeria, Benin, Togo. The Ga-Dangmes have siblings in Togo and other places. Anehot, for instance. I went to school with persons by name Ayoko and Ayite.
And they're not Ghanaians.
Oh no, they are not Ghanaians. They are from Togo, Aneho. In fact, I knew a man, Togbe Ayi. So all this while I thought that Togbe Ayi was Ghanaian, until I realized that Togbe Ayi actually comes from Togo, Aneho to be precise. And so you have siblings there, to be very honest with you.
I think we will have siblings also in Benin.
Yes, you do. I mean, there are historians like Randolph who have actually said that, the Gans come from, may have migrated from, Togo, Benin, Nigeria, thereabout. Nigeria is documented, the Ile-Ife group. I'm sure even when it comes to the language of the Gans and the challenges they have with the languages, they and the Yorubas have similar challenges, their language. And so, but of course, all of these are part of what we've termed as the Kwa group of languages, very similar syntactic structure. But we'll take it like that.
I have a question though. What does bok bok bli bli mean?
The person who said it, it's been a while I heard from him, but I don't know.
What's the correct pronunciation? Is it bok bok bli bli or
Massa? I've told you that you have a long way to go. Me, I'm better than you.
I'm surprised that you think you are better than me.
Anyway, let me tell you about Furniture City because their Easter promo is up. It's a 2020 sale at Furniture City, your favorite furniture store. Furniture City is 20 years, and as part of our anniversary celebrations, we're giving you discounts up to 20% on all selected items from sofas, dining chairs, garden chairs, carpets, bed sheets, wallpapers, office furniture, and more. Visit Furniture City today for your notable high-quality brands and get up to 20% discount on selected items. Locate Furniture City on the Spinters Road, 200 meters from the Flower Pond Roundabout and opposite City Ceramica. Also in Tema on the Community 25 stretch close to Palace Store. Log on to our Facebook page, Furniture City Ghana, and website, FurnitureCityGhana.com. Contact our sales department on 0244 213 333 or 0540 314 948. Furniture City, your home of quality furniture.
Seriously, is it popo or popo? Anyway, listen, you are eating kelewele, and then suddenly see that it's your CV that they used to wrap it. Don't wait until it happens to you. ALX Africa is leading in tech training, and they are a provider that has a high range of tech courses to help you get the X factor and get ahead in the competitive world of work. So whether you're a full-time employee, a housewife, looking forward to rejoining the workforce, or a fresh out of high school graduate, there's a place for you at ALX. You can take any of their 6 to 12-month tech courses in AWS Cloud Computing, Salesforce Administration, Data Analytics, Data Science, Front-End Web Development, or Back-End Web Development. The choice is yours. Just search ALX Ghana online to apply. Your future self will thank you. Apply today. ALX. Do hard things.
And the Catholic Relief Services, that's a CRS, in partnership with the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization, is bringing the premier conference in tech for development to Accra. The ICT 4D conference is the biggest in-person gathering of ICT 4D experts globally. The dynamic gathering of 600 plus inspiring leaders was founded in 2010 by CRS to bring together a community of practitioners to help accelerate the end of poverty, hunger, and preventable diseases using digital technologies. The event will be at the Alisa Hotel on March 19 to 20th, 2024, with workshops on 18th and 21st. Registration still ongoing via the conference website, which is ict4dconference.org. The Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, will deliver the keynote address. Senior executives from all the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, also Microsoft Microsoft, CRS, among others, will be speaking at the conference. Please register and participate. Bro Efosov, RCCG Ambassadors, is a belated happy birthday to you. It's coming from George Adu Jr. Bro Efosov, RCCG Ambassadors, belated happy birthday to you.
And did you know that MTN Momo now has an app? Yes, MTN Momo has a brand new app specially designed to make your Momo experience easier, convenient, and faster. Just download the Momo app on Play Store or App Store on your smartphone and look out for the blue and yellow icon. It starts simple. And Momo app allows you to view your statements, pay bills, and so much more. Use the app for your Momo transactions and enjoy a 100% bonus when you recharge using the Momo app. So go on, download the Momo app now and start transacting with a flex at no data cost. Just Momo it everywhere you go.
Went down. La la la.
5 or 6 different text messages from people saying, I'm waiting for the Ga-Dangmes session of your show. Well, it's here. It's here. It's about 20 minutes to 9 on the Super Morning Show. And I have to say, I'm a little bit nervous because my landlord is here. And after living in this city for 10 years, my grasp of the language is still abysmal. And I always worry that one day I'll be kicked out because I haven't learnt enough.
Very soon.
Indeed. And as we count down to my exile, we welcome the president of the Ga-Dangmes Council, and he needs no introduction whatsoever. Let's say good morning to Ni Ayikwe Otu.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
Indeed. How would you say that in Ga? How would you welcome our audience to this important conversation in Ga?
Well, it depends upon the occasion. When we are expecting somebody coming to us, it gets there and say, hey, Nyabake. For example, it's taking you so long, but you are here now. Nyabake.
Right.
Hello, Name. Name. And it's not different from the Awawa too. Which you say is no different. You can also say awa too. Or you go and embrace the person and say atu, which goes with some gesture. When you fan your twibolo, one banya de umanye, one binya can you fit away, no catchuna can which one will actually be there. That is speaking it, putting it in Ga. All the listeners are welcome to join us to be part of this program.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And we were talking about this off air, that and of course we're here because we want to learn, and there's so much to learn about the history of the Ga-Dangmes. But we were talking off air about the central role that the Ga-Dangmes play, just by geographical location and the importance of the land they occupy and own, and how this is now the recognized center of our country, the capital of our country, and how that ought to be reflected in our understanding and grasp of the language. Later in the show, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Ga-Dangmes today and the role that they are playing and should play in our national development. But let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the origin story. We all are told that the Ga-Dangmes came from Nigeria, but surely it wasn't a direct flight. So could you tell us a little bit about the journey that brought you to where you occupy in Ghana today?
Well, we all have learned the histories, not because we are historians necessarily, but we've gotten bits and pieces. And the point is that we had a Ghana historian, a whole professor, Irene Nakokoi Odute, who taught history at the University of Ghana for a very long time. He looked at what they call the Ghana and their neighbors from 1600 to 1724, thereabouts. But unfortunately, she did not publish that book. And it still remains, if you go to the African Studies and here you want to get a manuscript, you can get it. Then, after Rattray, came Mrs. Field, who wrote the Social Organization of the Ghana People. She is not a historian, but I'm told that as a sociologist, following what happened with the Asante history with Rattray, she also was, asked or commissioned by the colonial people to look at the Ghana. So she wrote 2 major books, the Social Organization of Ghana People, and then the medicine, religion and medicine of the Ghana people. Most of them are out of print. And then you have other, writers like Dr. The one who wrote about the Ghana and the Asante history, Randolph.
Randolph, yes.
Yeah, Dr. Randolph. And that's also available. When we were young, we had this book they call Short History of Gold Coast. Later on, I saw it reprinted, Short History of Ghana by W.E. Ward. So they are a bit scattered, because it appears that they could not come together to agree on one historical textbook. And that has been the bane. But these are sort of things we are looking at. And when you talk to them, they will begin to talk about copyright issues. You know, people have written, how do you? I said, yes, but if you acknowledge them, what will be the problem? Try and put them together. Acknowledge that these are my sources, you know, and then we can. So, as for the historical one, as Wisdom put it, the Nigeria one is well documented, this Ile-Ife and the rest. And then the language, I lived in Nigeria for some 4 months or so. On my way coming, we stopped, the border was closed. So we were then at the Lome border. And then when cars are coming to park and the people felt that you were coming to block their view, they said, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Ah. So I asked myself, what is this? Oh yeah, is it not the same we say, come on, move fast. For oh yeah. And then there too, I heard things like the Kutemeta. I haven't seen you for the past 3 days. And the same thing we say in Ga, we always say Bietene, and they will tell you Kutemeta. I haven't seen you for the past 3 days and things like that, you know. So that is well documented. The rest, as I said, we need to put them together. And when we lost the Gamanye, Nade de Umadro, we decided to use it as an opportunity to write and do some kind of renaissance. So that's why I brought this book. I will leave it with you, you know, and you see a lot of the things, how the history came about and some of the cultural practices and all that. We try to really come out with it because we realized that for some time it was not, you know, in the public domain. And we got Professor Irina Kwakwa herself to write the historical culture and development, you know. And then we have younger people like von Hesse, historians, who also put together a few of these things. And I had in one of these March or Ghana Man thing, giving some thoughts on the role the Ga-Dangmes have played and continue to play in Ghana. So I was on your City FM, you know, your sister radio station, and they put it on YouTube and they call it A Short History of the Gas. You know, so I expanded it into this one. And it's all here, you know, but anyway, let's go on as we speak.
Yes, I mean, in moving on, you've talked about, you know, the Nigeria bit, and Randolph would capture that Benin, Togo. So you're right, you know, in there. But there's also another school of thought. And, you know, the song that we actually played, that you came all the way from Israel. Yes, I mean, it will tell you about, you know, how the Gans came from Israel to Egypt, to Ethiopia, Sudan, and where they are today. Where does that story lie in all of the history? Where, I mean, how do we sit with that?
Well, it all depends upon who is telling the story. I mean, none of us could say we were around in those years, you know, and some also try to let it look like, you know, some religious aspects and things. So those connections have been made, you know, that we are from Israel. I mean, the 12 tribes of Israel, there's something about some Gath or something.
God, yes.
They also claim that, you know, but as I'm saying, the best thing is to try and document it once and for all. And this is one of the projects that we intend to look at. No problem about copyright. Let's make sure that we pay due attention and recognition to whoever started what, and then situate it. After all, in land cases, now that all of you are learning law, you know that we talk about traditional history, but we said that you should try and situate it as to what is happening now, from whatever it is that you have said. If we say that we are one people who believe in circumcision, and that from you know, days of old, we've always had boys circumcised on the 8th day. Is it happening today? That is how you validate that historical record. And no grandchild is born who is never circumcised. It's impossible for you to call yourself a guy you are uncircumcised. On the 8th day, we will circumcise you and make sure that we also Abaji Boko, adore you.
Yeah.
For people to know that you came and you are living. You didn't die. But you are, and then we give you a name to be identified. You understand?
Of course. I like the Kojemo anyway. It's an event that I enjoy so
Exactly.
much. But let's get to, you've talked about, so you're working on, you've talked about the history, but you've talked about how you're trying to put all of it together. But let's look at this, coming into Ghana. We've consistently talked about Ga-Dangmes. You're president of the Ga-Dangmes Council. Who are the Gans? Who are the Dangmes? Which groups are the Ga groups and which groups are the Dangme groups?
Or you just can look at the language and you can fairly come to a conclusion who are Gans and who are Dangmes. I mean, when we were growing up, all we knew was Fanti. So up to today, if somebody is speaking Tree, they will tell you about Iwe Fanti. You follow it and you see. Or they will tell you about Iwe Fanti. Because we had nothing to do with Tree language. With time, we got to know that you have Aquapim Tree, you have Asante Tree, you have Fanti, you have is it the Hunter people?
The Hunter, yes.
And those in the Bono who start everything with Be this, Be that. From these different, distinctions, you are able to say that this is not the tree I know from Asante, the others. The same way, when somebody speaks Dangme, you see the difference between what he is speaking and what the Ga speak. And so you can say the Pom people like to be associated more with Gans than the Dangme. But you can start from Pom, your Pram, your Ningo, your Shai Usudoku, your Kroboland and all that. And the language is not too, different, the distinction, if you listen carefully. Because I remember when we were learning English at Lagos, what they told us was that no language is difficult. So when I hear those things, I become annoyed. China, today, we are speaking Chinese. But we were told that what I Chin Chan is this language, but indeed it is a language. No language is difficult, but languages are unfamiliar. If you are not familiar with the language, then you think it is difficult. But once you get to understand and become familiar, you find that it is not a problem at all. After all, what is language? It's all sounds. Yeah. We are making sounds, different types of sounds, and then there you are. So you find that, boom, we speak Ga. I'm told that at a certain time of the day or so, they speak some kind of Dangme, but the rest speak the Dangme. And you who have lived in Accra most of the time, we know that their language, when they are speaking, is a little different from us. That's all the difference. But the cultural, nuances and whatever it is, you find that we are the same. That is why we now decided that we call ourselves Ga-Dangmes.
Okay.
Because there's something in numbers. So when we say Ga-Dangmes, then you see a group which is a bit larger than Dangme and then Ga separately.
And I'm trying to understand, you've explained the Dangme bit. So when it comes to Ga, for instance, some have said you have the Gamashi, you have the La, you have the Teshi. So tell us about, the Ga groups also.
So you start from the Gamashi, where you have around 8, Asre, Abula, Sempe, Akumbaje, Utubru.
You have 8 what?
8 quarters,
okay,
if you like. Now, we've lost the English or Jamestown. Not necessarily that they are no longer Gans, but they said that they were paramount and that they wanted to be restored. And I'll go into it a little bit. Now, after you leave the Gamashi area, then you come to Usula, Teshinungwa, and Tema. These people, by operation of law, were put under the Ga Manche, who became the only paramount, and all of them became divisions. So you had only one Ga traditional council.
Okay.
Then somewhere along the line, the La people started, agitating that they are not necessarily under the Ga. So there was this urban committee report. Urban committee was set up to look into the history and whether or not they really all belong to, the Gamanche. and then they didn't publish that report. Then, well, because they realized that there were going to be these problems we are facing now, so they refused to publish it. Then after that, one Nia Mugi was very sick. He had stroke for a long time before he died. He printed a piece of paper saying that he had elevated all the others from Gamashi all the way to Tema into paramountcies. And then they wrote to the National House of Chiefs asking them to change their status from division to paramount. Then they said, no, we also work with law, the Chieftaincy Act. And so we want to set up a small committee to go into this matter, whether or not he has that authority to do what he's doing. And then in the course of which people went and said all sorts of things. And at the end of the day, they decided that, look, if you claim to be paramount on your own already, from Ngleshi Alata, then to Osula Teshinungwa, we are going to give you your paramounts. So they became paramounts. Now, what it goes with in law is that then they're going to have their own traditional councils. What it means is that the power of the Gamanche is going to be reduced. Because they used to sit together, through the native administration ordinance far back as 1925 and thereabouts. They were all under one chief, and there was that unity, But after this new committee's report, I think Nabila was then the president who set up, and there was no Ga-Dangmes even on that committee. At the end of the day, they came to the conclusion that, well, they are on their own. So what has happened now? And I remember when Amugi died, Kintaki Tawia III, popularly known as Joe Branson, came on the scene. And I was one of his advisors. And when he mooted this idea, I told him that, are you not going to create problem for yourself? Because you say you are elevating all of them to paramounts, which will go with the setting up of traditional councils. You are going to lose. He said, no, we have decided to come together like the Asanteman Council and have a Gamanche like the Otumfo. You see, so we are not worried at all. We have come to those conclusions. We can do that. Eventually, when the thing came, everybody is now on their own.
So today, when you say Gamanche, which area has the Gamanche?
More of Gamashi.
And which includes Jamestown?
Yes. Okay. But there they have their own traditional council now. So, because the Jamestown Manche is so they are about 6 now that go form the traditional council if you go. But the present one, that's the Kentucky Tekuchu, has elevated all of them to paramounts, and we are now doing the legal paperwork to ensure that the membership of the Regional House of Chiefs is actually amended and they are included.
If you just joined us, our guest this morning is Nia Yukwe Utu. He's the president of the Ga-Dangmes Council, and we're getting quite an education about the history of the Ga-Dangmes and, of course, the role they're playing in today's Ghana. We're going to take some messages. When we come back, we'll get back into the history. We'll find out why. Why did they choose this particular part of Ghana to settle? And now that they're here, custodians of the most valuable plots of land in Ghana, what does that mean for the development of the Ga-Dangmes tradition and culture? Let's come back to that after these messages.
It's time to get you stepping. And with DSTV, the only way is up. Because if you upgrade your DSTV package now, you'll get an even higher package on us. So upgrade now and get boosted to enjoy even more live sport, movie action, local drama, and big-time fun for the kids. Upgrade now and get boosted to the next package. Visit your multi-choice office or agent and upgrade today. Terms and conditions apply.
Ago mi here nya wawa tu kemba Ghana nyon ye joy. Akwabo.
Miawezolo, miawezo.
Mama wana Akwabo. Akwabo.
Barka da zuwan watan kasan Ghana a nan gidan Radio Joy.
Obenim Busumi eye Ghana Busumi.
Miawezova Ghana Month Jilla Joy 99.7 FM.
Akwaba eba Ghana Month on Joy.
Remember Akwaba, what Ghana Siani Lile Yazu, what joy. We invite all of you to join us this March as we celebrate Ghana here on Joy 99.7 FM.
During this Ghana Month, you will be treated to our history, tourism, arts and culture,
our music, our food, language, beliefs, and all that makes us unique as a people.
Right here on Joy 99.7 FM. You'll also get to tell us stories about your region, town, or village and why we should make it a destination. Celebrating our uniqueness as a people.
Ghana Month on Joy FM.
Ghana Month on Joy.
Ghana Month on Joy.
Ghana Month on Joy.
Ghana Month on Joy. Joyously Ghanaian.
Ghana, we now have freedom.
Dive into a new era of news consumption with myjoyonline.com, your go-to destination for cutting-edge journalism, giving you the most credible stories from business to politics and from sports to entertainment. Myjoyonline.com introduces an upgraded news website meticulously designed to empower you with an enriched browsing experience like never before. Experience the future of news browsing with myjoyonline.com.
Coffee in your cup and joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Welcome back. It's a minute after 9 on the Super Morning Show, and today, as part of our Ghana Month content, we're getting an education on the Ga-Dangmes people. The president of the Ga-Dangmes Council is our educator, Ni Ayikwe Otu. Very excited to have him on the show. And in a moment, we're going to get into a little bit more about the history of the Gans. We're curious to find out why they chose this particular part of Ghana to settle. But also, let's learn a bit about the things that make them unique. They have these quarters. Not something I've heard of in Fantiland or in Asanteland or in Everland. So what are these quarters? What do they mean? What do they represent? We'll get an education on those as well. Stay with us. But first, don't forget, today you need to take at least one trip to kingdomstoreonline.com. Just log in on your phone, go check out the best quality office essentials, equipment, furniture, and stationery that money can buy. Of course, you can pay for all of that stuff via Momo across all networks, and they will deliver to your home or office in very good time. If you're in Accra or Tema, you get free delivery. Of course, terms and conditions apply. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks.
And MOG Music proudly presents New Wine, a concert to commemorate a decade of God's goodness. It's on Sunday, the 17th of March 2024 at the Oil Dome Royal House Chapel International, Bichebilamte Interchange. Ministering Dr. Kwesi Mreku, Ntokozo Mambo, Nasi Perez Music, Kobe Mante, and CC Bedu. Tickets are available at Tema Community 8 and 11 Shell, Airport Shell, Bachona Total, and Royal House Chapel and Infie. Also, tickets are available at Community 8 Shell. So, we've talked about that. Single 50, double 80, VIP 200. Also, online experience is just $10, or simply dial *389 *777# to purchase your ticket. Ticket hotline 0205 000 565. Sponsors BMMC, Total Family Health Organization, Africa Water Alliance, Tank Palace, E-Transact, Mist Mineral Water, New Line Extra, Knowledge Tree International, Pitch Pedal, Simple Colors, and DDP and Joy FM. And this event is powered by MOG Music and supported by Joy 99.7 FM.
All right, let's get back into our conversation with Ni Ayikwe Otu, president of the Ga-Dangmes Council. So, we're interested in those quarters, but before we get to those, maybe briefly, what do we know about the reasons why the Ga-Dangmes chose this part of Ghana to settle?
Well, you see, historically, they established their kingdom at Ayawaso. You know, it's not here, a little inland, you know. And then through wars, you know, the historical account of Professor Kokoi Odote shows that because of wars and the rest, they eventually had to move from those parts to come down to the coast. So they didn't come straight to the coast, but they established the Greater Accra, kingdom there with their kings actually, and then had other, sovereignty over the coastal areas, but they were predominantly there. That is what explains why they were those who gave the lands to the Danes and the Dutch to build the suites, to build all the forts that you see dotted around. And their historical records, if you take the Na Kokoi's book, you find the treaties that were signed and the land, conveyances that were given to these people. And so they were collecting royalties from them. And the history is that because those who came were doing trade, they had the closest, or if like easy access to them, and were doing a lot of trade and making money. And those in the hinterland, had envy for them and thought they also wanted a route. It's like you can only come if you pass through the Ga-Dangmes or some of his, vassal kings and things like that. So it was erupted, Akwamu and the rest, and they were somehow defeated. That's why you find us in Lome and then what do you call the other one? Benin and Togo and the rest. Yeah. So some left and went and settled in Kliji and some places. And they went there and established the system along the very route that they left. In other words, that they are from one stock. And so if they go and they are from Gbese, they want to live there as Gbese people. If they go and they are Sempe, they want to live as Sempe people. So the names that you are mentioning, this is how they came about. So the names perpetuated. And in Ghana, when you mention your name, we should be able to say where you are coming from.
Right.
Some of them are so peculiar. And you can't say Papa, and then you are thinking of any other place apart from Asre. You can't say Ayite, Ayikwe or something, and it's not either Akumaji or Jamestown and things like that. Nunu, Abola, anybody, you hear Nunu, and it is Abola and things like that, So we have this peculiar thing about us. So this is what happened. That's how we eventually got here.
Wow.
But it didn't start from here.
Tell us about these quarters. You mentioned them earlier.
Yeah.
Maybe you can go through them and then perhaps give us a bit
as I said, I'll leave you this book because we said it's a renaissance and we're telling the story.
Thank you.
So I'll read just the preface for you.
Sure.
Accra, Historical Culture and Development, Professor Irene Kwakwai Odote. Gamashi is one of the 14 states of Ga-Dangmes. It is also called Central Accra and forms part of the capital city of Ghana. It is a showpiece of tradition and modernity, history, culture and development, continuity and change. Gamashi has 7 divisions, I said 8 rather. 7 divisions or Akucho or Akuche. These are Asre, Gbese, Abola, Otubrohum, Sempe, Akumajin, and Glesialata. Each has a number of subdivisions or way, ancestral homes under it. Each quarter is headed by a paramount chief under the supreme authority of the government, His Royal Majesty King Taki Teku. That is what the position looks like today. But this is how the quarters have been, and they are there. If you go to Gamashi, you find all of them. And they are those who go to the Ga-Traditional Council to constitute the Ga-Traditional Council now. These are the divisions that you have, and you know them by their names. Ankara. You cannot mention an Ankara who is not from Otubrohum. Once we hear the name Ankara, that person comes from Otubrohum, and things like that. So these are the structures as, we came to meet them.
It's wonderful. Let's talk about the Ga-Dangmes today. the Ga-Dangmes in Ghana today.
Mhm.
You occupy the most valuable land in this
Mhm.
country. I mean, land in your kingdom is bought and sold for far more than, you know, land that has gold in it.
Mhm.
You know, everybody wants land from you. Is that reflected in the lifestyle, or not even the lifestyle, but the socio-cultural development of the Ga-Dangme people?
Well, you see, you become a capital and you are a young nation. You need to develop and you need land. So what happened was that Kwame Nkrumah brought about this compulsory acquisition instruments, you know, State Lands Act and the rest, you know. And using that, he acquired quite a lot of Ghana lands. It's not all Ghana lands that were sold by the people. That's a mistake that people make. They just open their mouth and talk by heart. You have sold all your lands. Airport, have we sold it to anybody? Ministries, have we sold it to anybody? All the other lands where we have states, you know, institutions on, did we sell? University of Ghana, did we sell to anybody? A lot of them were acquired. And that is something that most people don't seem to see. That, look, the whole of Dansoma, I was a grown up, 1972. I was already in secondary school when Achampon decided to have a Dansoma Estates, low-cost housing. I took all that land there by executive instrument, you know, and that is what has been going on. They've taken all the lands. The one remaining for us, our neighbors have come from outside, and they also want a place to stay, you know, and we got to find accommodation for them. And so you give them land to go and build on, and before you realize it has become an enclave of tree-speaking people or Ewe-speaking people, and they refuse to speak and learn your language, which was not what was happening when we were growing up on the streets of Accra. Everybody spoke Ghana. The high life music that you play, you started your Ghana month with some of those high life. The king of high life, E.T. Mensah, is not a Ghana. You know, almost everything that was started, you know, were Ghanaians. We used to go abroad only to go and learn professions. When you see a Ghana man being sent outside, he's going to become a doctor or a lawyer. Subsequently, we started having engineers, pharmacists, and accountants. And in this book, I keep saying, I'll leave it to you, the role Ga-Dangmes have played and continue to play in Ghana, you see that many of the firsts that we used to have in almost all the professions, we had firsts in so many of them. Now, with this Accra becoming capital and all kinds of, you know, all people moving down here to come and live here, and I don't blame them. I blame governments after governments. You live abroad, you can work far away from where you live, isn't it? Because there is transportation, and you can get whatever you want there. But if you leave the people in the village, there's no electricity, there's no water, and somebody will tell you what, he came to Accra for the first time to realize that you can go on the wall and switch something and then light will come. They've never seen light. They don't know. I mean, we grew up just switching on the light and like, let me crack this joke. You a young man, a young person sleeping with your parents in the room, and then you feel like you related. Then you go and blah, you switch on the light. Hey, who told you that? Ask who can it, I can't tell you You have to ask permission. You know, that is how. And you just go, you turn on the pipe. And I remember once I was sitting in a taxi going somewhere, and we got to Circle in those days, Kwame Nkrumah Circle, what we now have Dubai. And then it had lights, new lights, and there was this girl, obviously from the village, who was, you know, shouting, hey, Papa, hey, look, these are lights, neon lights going and coming. He hasn't seen anything like that before. You understand? So it's unfortunate that the population explosion is what has caused all this. They use friends. Hey, in Krakasa there, yeah, I semo, kwe, majibobiane, kwe, minofio, kwe, you know, Today, some people say Sakasanu, Wukasafinu, and things like that. These are the things they say. It's because the numbers, are such that we have been overwhelmed.
But Honorable,
overwhelmed.
Making that point, I mean, you say Ablekuma, Abakuma.
Yes.
You say, may strangers come to settle amongst us. You're welcoming.
Yes.
So this should be expected that people would come and live
No
with you.
problem. They are not coming because we said they should come. They are coming because this is the capital. This is the place to be. Will you be broadcasting in some village somewhere?
No.
Yeah, so that's why you are here.
But long before that was actually, this is a Ghana thing, and I heard it the first time from
it's true.
Professor Odote.
No, it's true.
She said, look, the Ghans have always been welcoming.
Yes.
And the
We've
Ghans
always been.
have always been welcoming, and the Ghans could actually, create a stool for you, give you a small town to settle in. So even before the capital, even before people came in here, that was your nature.
Yes, it is. We agree. But when we say you should come and don't come and bite us and take everything from us. Come and show respect. I was High Commissioner in Canada. And for the first time, when I spoke about chiefs, say, we also have chiefs. So what do you mean? What they call the Inuits or the Red Indians and the rest, they are said to be the landowners. All those other people came from Europe, America, and the rest to come and live there. They pay homage to them at every ceremony, and they have somebody who pours libation. Somebody who pour. In Canada, if you have lived there and you've gotten yourself into official programs, they said before they start, they call a Red Indian, who they refer to as Inuit, to pour a libation and to acknowledge that these are the landowners. We came and met them. Like us, they have also been overwhelmed. Just like the Red Indians in America. They have also been overwhelmed. You see, but because of our fighting spirit, we never want to lie low. That's why you see us always making noise. And when we make noise, they tell us we are being tribalistic. They will be the first to rather say that, these are people who are becoming tribalistic. Things have happened which have affected us constitutionally. Yes, we brought Kwame Nkrumah and made him who he was until he became president of this country. How many people know that he stood at what we now call Odudu, which we used to call Ashe Dukateke? We brought him and put him there. And the Ga women that they mentioned, Akwa Shoshosho and Dede Ashkinshan, people were trading at Makola who had money. We are all children of Makola women. Rawlings, what did he come to do to us? He came and destroyed Makola. Where is the logic? I remember once we were doing logic in sitform, somebody said that some people are doing something in the house. And then you decide to go and destroy the house. You just destroy the house. The people are still there. That people, those who caused the trouble, why don't you deal with them? Came and demolished the whole of Makola. And people went home, and that was it. They also tried to do the same with Salaga Market, that they are going to, refurbish, do it again, modding, and that's it. They demolished and never did it. It was going to happen to La, but now we are in elections. So somebody decides that let's take money and go and do it. Otherwise, we won't get one vote in La. When you have gone to demolish the whole holy hospital they have. It was going to happen. And the same part of La, which is, look at the land that has been taken for the trade fair. There, you go and work there. Yeah. Is it something that we give to an individual? The state took it. I remember the first time we had trade fair and there was so much food and, we were rushing to go and walk about, not to buy anything but to eat, and the rest. That land is gone. You understand? And they demolished parts. They are now trying to do something about it. They've taken all the lands, and today, Mahama is going to Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs to tell them he's coming to set up a committee of inquiry into that. When Occupy Ghana also started asking them to publish the list, was he not in this country? Have they agreed to it? Right to Information Commission, they kept asking them, please provide the information. We want to know who are the beneficiaries. Have they done it? And because we are in election year, you go to tell our chief stories that you are interested in their...
Occupy Ghana has been asking the current administration.
That is what I'm saying. Are they not the same?
Are they the same?
Are they not the same
I'm
when
asking
it
you,
comes to the same?
Are they the same?
Look, what happened? Diversity implementation. Who got everything?
I don't know. Tell me.
Go and do your research then. Now
You're here now.
Now that there's Google, there's no need to argue. I've told people with Google, no more need to any argument. Just Google diversity implementation. Where did in Sawam go? Where did the GNTC go? So just go and Google. It will come and you see.
The food cannery and all.
All that. So, I mean, you know.
But
so they were doing the same state grab. Today, because of elections, we have gone to tell those things. You think they are fools? Those who are NDC can follow him, but the others there who will never buy. Look, you are making the promise, not that you are telling them when we come, we release those lands which have been taken and they are not being used to you. But you are now coming to set up a commission of after you have gotten my vote. So if the committee doesn't come out, what happens? You say you are holding the feet of government to the fire. Have they been answering you? All the premises that they
But
made.
all governments have disappointed the Ga-Dangmes people when it comes to returning lands to them.
But they've done some good work somehow. It's the state grab, which is annoying. But they've done some good work. And then let me finish with this Mahama business. The constitution has no retrospective effect. We all know, not so.
Yeah.
So how does it go and tell them that if you take land and you don't make use of the land, you should give it back to the people? From which year? Those lands taken by Kwame Nkrumah, Buzia, all those who keep coming and taking our lands. Is that what he's talking about? The constitution has no retrospective effect. So it's rather a matter of, negotiations. And that's why I said some of them have done well. To get Tema Development Corporation, TDC, they took Nungwa, Pong, and Tema lands. To create all that, how many Ghana people are there? How many? The same thing after the 39, is it 38 or 39 earthquake, when they decided to build estate houses to resettle the people. How many Ga-Dangmes got it? This is what brought Atokwashi and his Gashifimokwe and Gamashipong, Gamanom. When they were their houses that got damaged as a result of the earthquake, immediately they finished, they started using political connection to give it to other people. You see.
We're talking to Nia Ikweotu. He's the president of the Ga-Dangme Council. We're learning a lot about the Ga-Dangme people and particularly the role they're playing in today's Ghana. You've had reason to complain on a number of occasions about cultural appropriation, if you will, when people, don't recognize the Ga-Dangme people as the originators of certain things, or don't recognize certain national figures as being from the Ga-Dangme people. The most recent example being Tete Kwashi and the unfortunate little gaffe when he was referred to as someone from Mampong, which he isn't. I've heard you talk about Yoke Gari and other examples. I mean, tell us about that. How does it feel to be, originators of things that now are not even associated with you?
We have that resilience, so that one I can tell you. I will look at Shatawale alone. Niyama Mesa. He's a guy, and with all the rest that are into the business. And yet, you get him, and it's like, a giant amongst them. And that is what the role we've continued to play, It's unfortunate, as I said, when we're growing up, anybody who came to Accra tried to learn our language. But with the numbers, huge numbers, and the fact that where they are, they find themselves, like surrounded by the same people. And so sometimes you try to understand that if I'm living at, where do you say you live? Abokobi, yes. Yeah. And maybe those in the immediate surroundings are all speaking Twi, if you like. How do you learn the Ga? But it was not the case. They were then in a minority. So when they came, they quickly learned, and spoke Ga. Now, the attempt is no longer there, and I blame it on our first administration, 2000. You know, in 2000, some of my children were still going to school, and they were given pieces of paper to come home and to select which language, Ghanaian language, they would want to be taught in. It wasn't the thing. In Nkrumah's time, everybody just learned Ga. You were here, you learned the Ga language. And then they started doing that sort of thing. So you, the father or the parent, must have to choose the language for them to go and learn. And that is what happens up till today. But for the resilience of those who are still learning Ga and Dangme, the likelihood is that with the huge numbers, they will tell you that they also want to join them, follow their friends to go and learn Tree or some other language. You know, and there's no attempt to really deal with that sort of situation. And I'm saying that beyond that came Peace FM, which started with Tree. And then some people did some research and said, oh, it has the largest listenership. So everybody wants to speak Tree. You have been set up here to speak English, to use English as the medium. I see you trying to speak Tree on a few occasions, just to show that you are also part of that. What is that? Some of us listen to only English radio stations, Joy, City FM, and the rest. I don't listen to any other station. And then they started giving frequencies to them. Giving frequencies. Recently, I'm sure you have seen it being circulated on the media. When it comes to commercial FM stations in Accra, there's none that speaks Ga. None. There are people sitting there who are giving the frequencies. You think we don't ask for the frequencies?
What do they tell you when you ask?
That's what I'm telling you. They will tell us that there are no frequencies, commercial, but at least you can get community. So anywhere you see anybody speaking Ga, it's community. And what is the range of community radio? Where does it go? Where does it go? We applied. I did a case with a Ga-Dangmes person here. I did an interview with Evans Mensah, who was doubting what I was saying about frequencies, blah, 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 blah. So I let her say, this guy, Kraje Ganyoni. You are Nuchishi. Then somebody told me, call him, and ask him. So I called her and said, are you not guys? Yes, I come from Pom. We don't see his middle name, so nobody knows. Everywhere you have something we call Mensah, everybody is Mensah anywhere. So you say Evans Mensah. But the man is from Pom. I've not said this. You should also feel the way I'm feeling. That Uncle Ken's Adi, who come here, what's the other George Quays, who come here, the Michael Papa Niashalis, who other no guns, the gentleman who just showed his face, where is it? Nathaniel. Are there no guns?
They are.
Can't you speak Ga here? When you want to speak Ga, you are doing a Ga. Are they not in this house? And yet you choose not. And as I said before we started this program, you wait till March and then you play Ga music and call us because we are an historical fact. We should come and now learn about Ga in March. The whole of the year you have come together and you are playing Tree music, can music, other music. Look at those very nice Ewe guy. What is his name? They are very popular. One very nice Lala. Oh, Lala Koni Aigbegbe Kenue Komefia. Very nice.
Kamido.
I don't know. But I also listen to it. You can play all kinds of.
Oh, we play Ga songs.
Oh, you don't. I'm telling you, you don't.
I'm a big fan of Ga-Dangmes.
We play
every chance I get, I play.
For me, I've told you, I don't want to listen to other radio stations. So I keep my dial on Joy, City, so and so. You know, the best you did was during some celebration. Was it last year that you have stayed for? You know, you've been in this business for a certain number of years, and you put down a group of people, and all the musicians we called were Gas. Do you remember?
Yeah.
3 of them. I was following. I tell you, I don't listen to others, so I do listen. And that's why sometimes I send you messages and tell you that stop what you are doing. It's not fine. The other time I was giving praises to that guy who calls himself Christocentric something on Sundays.
Yes,
he plays everything through Ghana. Why don't you feel like Fifi forcing? I gave him thumbs up because I listen and I know what is happening. And then you should just turn over a new leaf. If you are really worried, that we are here and our land has become gold. It has become gold. People are selling in dollars.
Honorable, just a minute.
Good.
Hold on. We'll be right back.
Good.
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always Enjoy 99.7 FM.
Ausani ya mobre, chinago mago. Bofe boni henyela bafe makunza mabashi ako manyi ganofe na bayi na batoy chinago mago. Gidi bacha jwichi dogu ni me arajo anago mago. Bofe boni henyela bafe makunza mabashi ako manyi.
New Wine 2024 live in Accra. Join us on Sunday the 17th of March 2024 at the Oil Dome Obechabi Lamte as we are honored to host the exceptional talents of Dr. Kwesi Mrekun, Tokozo Mbambo, Nasi, Perez Music, Kobe Mante and CC Beidou. The time is 4 p.m. Secure your seats at Community 11 Shell, Airport Shell, Bachuna Total, Royal House Chapel Ahimfe and Community 8 Shell. Rate single 50 Ghana cedis, double 80 Ghana cedis, VIP 200 Ghana cedis. Online experience $10 or visit www.newwineconcert.com. Ticket hotline 0205 000 565 or dial *389 *777# to purchase your tickets. Sponsors PMMC, Total Family Health Organization, eTransact, DDP, Mist Mineral Water, Pitch Pedal, Simple Colors, Serene Insurance, Knowledge Tree International, Tank Palace, Africa World Airlines, and New Line Extra. Media partner Joy FM.
National Health Insurance.
Great news! The National Health Insurance Scheme (NHIS) has waived the waiting period for all members aged 70 years and above. All 70 years and above are also exempted from paying a premium. Enrollment and renewal are absolutely free on the NHIS. Members who are 70 years and above can automatically access healthcare when they newly register with the NHIS or renew their membership annually. You are no longer required to serve the 1-month waiting period for late renewals. Dad, mom, grandpa, and grandma, let your old age be filled with good health and access instant healthcare at zero cost on the NHIS today. Download the My NHIS mobile app to register with your Ghana card or visit the nearest NHIS office. Terms and conditions apply. For details, contact the NHIS call center on 054 444 6447 or 0302 746 447. NHIS, your access to quality healthcare. This message is brought to you by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Before I forget, let me make that point.
By the way, you're welcome back. Sorry, forgive me. You're welcome back. It's 9:37 on the Super Morning Show. Our guest who is giving us fire is our landlord, Ni Ayikwe Otu, president of the Ga-Dangmes Council. And we've been getting an education on all things Ga-Dangmes. Before the break, he was making a very important point about cultural appropriation and the fact that the Ga culture, which ought to have been the dominant culture and language in this part of the country, seems to be watered down. Yes, there was a point you had wanted to make.
Yeah, about pouring libation. It used to be on all national, or important days that you have what we call traditional prayers, Christian and Muslim prayers. All of a sudden, it fizzled out. You go to a national program and there's no libation being poured. Then we go to the Eastern region for an independence celebration. And we saw some people wearing cloth who had come, and they call it traditional prayer. And they are coming to pour libation. They were pouring libation, at the end of which I heard something. Modikasa. You play back the tape and you see them saying Modikasa. So it was good for them to go and pour libation in Kofridwa. But to stop pouring libation in Accra, that is what we are talking about. I mean, it was clear for everybody to see. Unfortunately, the person who fainted and died happened to be a Ga person. The military officer, I've told you, look at the name, and you don't have to go anywhere. Don't anywhere. Unfortunately, the same. At the time our history was being bastardized, we sacrificed a human being who was on parade, and they had to die. You see, these things are not the best. You have tree-speaking fancy or whatever in all Accra radio, town, and yet you ask them you want to do a program and to speak Ga, and they tell you we will not allow you to speak that even on our station. Yes, Peace FM, so whatever, they won't allow. Give us a slot because we are here. We wake up in the morning and we are bombarded with tree. Can we also have time to come? And I remember, when is it Ashok Kai or something? Used to work here.
Shoko.
Shoko.
Yes, Shoko.
Is it Ashoko?
Yes, it's Ashoko.
You try to do a program like that Sunday to allow somebody to do a Ghana program. And I think it was given to her. I listened to Joy, I keep on telling you. And then it was a flash in the pan. And they stopped it. You know, they don't give us even slot. We had to fight. You know, Kennedy Ajipong was my client at a point when there was this whole idea of charging him with treason because he said,
Yes.
I was the lawyer who did the case for him. Mm-hmm. We negotiated and gave us a slot on Oman on Saturdays, about 2 hours or so. We did the same with Radio Universe. Where does it go? It's a campus radio for School of Communication. Radio Universe, 6 to 10 on Saturdays. They used to, I think they gave them also Sunday, and that also had gone, is now Saturday. I was there for about almost 2 to 3 months explaining the Land Act in Ghana. The rest didn't bother to do it. And so what we are saying is that, like, everything Ghana is looked down upon, and then people create the impression that we don't even go to school. Now, I will crave your indulgence to take you through what I call Ga-Dangmes professionals who achieve first status. Dr. Benjamin William Quarter Papafi was the first trained physician for the Go-Go's. Does the name look Mampong? Does it look like Mampong? Dr. C.E. Randolph, pioneer of infectious disease management, introduced the BST injection for yours. And fourth qualified as Dr. Frederick V. Nankambrus, OBE. Dr. Ebenezer Nimwe Brown, first Ghanaian dental surgeon. Second Ghanaian dental surgeon, Dr. Ezekiel Kofi, Ngleshi Alatamanche. Ni Kojua Bebio. The third Ghanaian surgeon, Dr. Stephen Edu Ayi. We will call it Adu. You people will call it Edu. And fourth Ghanaian surgeon, dental surgeon, Dr. Kojo Odoi. Then we had Professor Ismon, who was the first Ghanaian surgeon and first dean of the University of Ghana Medical School. Harry Dodu was the first Ghanaian chartered accountant and first general manager, Cocoa Marketing Board, with Nana Eman Mould as deputy general manager. Eman Mould is not full account. He comes from Jamestown. Jacob Akberg Griffiths Randolph, first Ghanaian commissioner of income tax. Yi-Al Tayua Majite, first Ghanaian police officer to have been appointed commissioner of police in the Go-Go's and became first head of police force, equivalent to IGP. Dr. Mujaben Dowuna, first African registrar, University of Gold Coast. Professor Emeritus John Kwateboy Mamum Kwate, first urologist and first lecturer in anatomy at the Ghana Medical School. Professor C.O. Kwakupom, first eye specialist. VCRAC Crab was the first parliamentary draftsman. Ni Tete Chinri Esse, second parliamentary draftsman. Litbrecht William Fifi Hesse, popularly called L.W. Fifi Hesse, was the first Ghanaian and African Rhodes Scholar. Professor Felix Konote Ahunu remains the first researcher in sickle cell anemia in Ghana. W.M.Q. Mam, first governor of the Bank of Ghana. Ni Amonkotai, artist and cartographer, designed Ghana's coat of arms. Chris Chui Esse, a former cinematographer, filmmaker, and administrator in Ghana, and President Nkrumah's personal photographer. All these things we see came from him. George, the stories about Nkrumah, his pictures, he was the one who documented them. George Kome Mills Odoi became the first Ghanaian Attorney General. Martin Tersin Kofi became the first Ghanaian editor of the Daily Graphic. Ayele Komi was one of the first 2 trained Ghanaian female pilots. They will always be telling you about somebody from Achem, and 2 of them were trained. And Ayele Komi is there. Nobody seems to talk about her. James Bano established first color processing lamp. Lawyer Dove became the first president of the Ghana Bar Association. Professor Neo Tunate, first consultant oral, blah, 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 blah. You know, there are so many of them. Bufosu Ama, first dean of the School of Public Health. You know, so why do we create, even when it comes to beauty, if it comes to beauty, Na Okale Shuta was the first Ghanaian to place third at an international beauty contest. She placed third. Na Okale. Does the name look any other? I'm telling you,
not
if you
Mampo.
mention, you know.
I have to say, I mean, this is a wonderful mental image on which I want us to conclude our conversation today. Such an illustrious list, demonstrating clearly the pioneering spirit of the Ga-Dangmes people, and no one could have articulated it better than you, Sani Ayikwe Otu. I thank you so much for your time with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Indeed,
and we can do it not only in March.
Absolutely, absolutely. We felt that fire. Ni Ayikwe Otu is the president of the Ga-Dangmes Council, and we've certainly enjoyed our time with him. Listen, there's more to come on the show. The Ogasco boys are here right after these messages.
Yeah.
Few.
Well, in the heart of academic excellence, where leaders are nurtured and legacies are born, the Gampa Business School proudly presents a milestone occasion that transcends time, the official launch and homecoming of Gampa Business School Alumni Network. Join us on Thursday, 14th March 2024 at the GB Auditorium, Gampa Green Hill Campus for an evening of celebration, connection, and inspiration, featuring Chief Al-Hassan Andani as our keynote speaker alongside distinguished panelists, Her Excellency Samira Bamia, Her Excellency Lodina Mahama, and Dr. Daniel Macaulay, building partnership for business and leadership excellence, Gibson, a network designed to foster connections, celebrate achievement, and nurture the next generation of leaders through mentorship. Be part of something extraordinary as we build partnerships for business and leadership excellence. Gampa Business School Alumni Network, Gibson, official launch and homecoming, connecting for impact. For more information and sponsorship, please call us on 0244 012 450 or 0243 482 521. Sponsors: Eloquent Marketing Agency, Seashore Enterprise, TikTok Global, Bethel Logistics, and Agbeve Hospital.
Winston, this weekend.
Yes.
This weekend. The Eastern Camp Adventure.
Most definitely.
Yes.
It is happening live.
Oh, the tent and things that people have arranged to go and sleep in.
Jungle night party with
barbecue. With barbecue. They say BBQ.
Yes,
has the barbecue.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes,
but before that, we roam. In fact, the entire Eastern region in a day. You have to go through the Abri Mountains. You have to do great things like, what is Fuweti saying? What is he disturbing?
He says he wants to go to Awukugai.
Official DJ.
And he's official DJ.
Okay. Asedima Waterfalls, Awuku Goa, and the Safari Valley Eco Park, and many other historic places. This is just for 1,500 cities. You don't get it anywhere. Your transportation, access to tourist sites, food, board, meals, and everything else is covered within this. So you should say your spot now. All that you need to do now, as my Macy is working in with the makeup, is 059 303 8842. Now, the name on that Momo is Daniel Boyfield /multimedia group and reference Joy Camp, or via the short code *714 *003# and follow the prompt. For more information, please call 0302 216 540. The Eastern Camp Adventure, discoveries, fun, and memories.
All right, well, the Ogasco boys are here, and I promised you that they'll be stopping by to tell us all about their massive plans for this year's speech and prize giving day, which is coming up, right, this weekend?
Exactly.
Excellent. Well, listen, we're going to learn all about it from Elliot Asiedu, who is the convener of the APSU 99-year group. He's here with his vice, who is Francis Bullen Gavo. Now, APSU 99, that's special because that makes you the very last of the 90s, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And APSU 99 is living up to its name, trying to raise the bar for the 90s before they move into the 2000s.
Love it.
So for the 94th anniversary celebration, our year group has chosen to embark on the renovation of the largest classroom on the St. Augustine's College, which is an 18-unit classroom that houses close to 900 to 1,000 students. In addition to that, we are providing sustainable solar for the building and the ICT lab on campus. We are also providing a borehole. We are providing Wi-Fi. We are giving the classrooms projectors and smart boards to bring up the students to be able to get them to appreciate 21st century learning. In addition to that, we have sponsorship from Haptel, and Haptel is so amazing that they have selected some of the classrooms and to provide a coding lab for the school.
Oh,
exactly. And
that's special.
This is just the tip of the iceberg, and we know that with Haptel, St. Augustine's is going to be on top of the map.
I love it. And of course, you're renovating the largest blocks. So this is one of the blocks facing the beach, isn't it?
No, there's actually behind George's house.
Oh, the big block in the back.
Exactly.
You're on your way to the master's flats.
Yes.
That's huge.
Because I don't think that block was available when you were there. I think we used to call it Angola.
So this is was this the one that was built by some old students after we left?
No, I think it was one of the government initiatives for schools.
Yeah.
But I think over the years that whole edifice totally got broke down, and the school wasn't able to use it. So leading up to this program, we had to look at quite a lot of what options are on the table. We had wild ideas, but upon soul searching and having engaging with the school authorities, it became very clear that that was one structure that if we could basically take upon and renovate.
It sounds expensive.
It's not been easy, to be honest. It's not been easy, but thankfully, with the help from our colleagues, and let me, on behalf of the APSU 99, congratulate each and every one. They've been very supportive. They've come through thick and thin to help us to realize that dream. Of course, I mean, we've also had sponsorship from Corporate Ghana. And talking about Corporate Ghana, one of our own also happens to be Haptel. Came through in a very big way. And they've been very supportive. You heard Elliot talked about the fact that they've taken upon to take 1 or 2 classrooms to basically come up with what we call the
coding labs.
On that.
That's really special.
So it's been a journey. We started this journey last year, right after the speech day when we had the handover, and we've had quite a whole year of various activities, and the final leg of it is this weekend. In fact, the program starts from tomorrow. So tomorrow we expect to receive boys back in school, and Elliot will share the lowdown on all the various activities.
In fact, let's hear it. I'm already getting excited.
So this year, the theme for the 94th anniversary and speech day is pioneering education on the foundation of quality infrastructure for sustainable future.
Right.
And I believe you can know how that pans out. So on Wednesday afternoon, we have a lecture on the anniversary theme. That's in the afternoon. And on Thursday, we are embarking on a tree planting exercise in St. Augustine's College, the frontage and selected sections of the school to improve the greenery and then to help with the sustainability and sustainable goals.
Right.
On Thursday also, we have a donation at Ankafo Prison, and we have a mentorship program late in the afternoon on Thursday with the students. And after the mentorship, we have a bonfire night and procession just to bring out the morale in the students and then the Absunians. Come Friday, we have a health screening at Elmina, which is free. And so from 8 a.m. to about 2, we have the health screening. And in the afternoon, there's the games with the students, APSU and the students having a basketball and football games. And the APSU Congress, it's in the evening on Friday. And Saturday is a big day for the speech day. And we have our Thanksgiving service on Sunday. Wonderful. So that is a really packed weekend.
Oh my goodness.
I think Elliot, you forgot about the fun parts after Saturday
evening. Oh yeah. So on Saturday after the dinner and everybody has had a time to, we are having a post-speech day bash at Heritage Beach.
Guess who is passing through?
Tell us.
The grand old papa.
We have Reggie Rockstone.
Oh my goodness.
We have Wendy Shea.
Wow.
And we have Keche.
That's powerful. That's a big concert just on its own.
Exactly.
Wow, I would turn up just for that. That's amazing. Well, listen, we've got just a moment to go, just a minute to go. So final words, what's the one thing you want everybody to take away from this conversation about what's coming up this weekend?
This weekend is for St. Augustine's, and we are calling all Absunians, all well-wishers to be in St. Augustine's College for the 94th college anniversary. It's being powered by APSU 99, and it's going to be powerful.
Try and stop us. We'll all be there. Thank you so much, Elliot Asiedu and Francis Bullen Gavo of APSU 99. And all the very best this weekend. All right, people, thank you so much for listening. We've had a fantastic time with you. We're back tomorrow with more, but we'll leave you in the very capable hands of Mamiesi Thompson